Hey everyone, what's up? Welcome to Nomikai TV. I be Jerry.
I'm the Van.
And welcome to the Nomikai Podcast. Awesome sauce.
AKA Nomikai TV.
Yeah, well, that's the name of the channel and branding now. Look at that.
Nomikai Podcast. Part of Nomikai TV. TV, Nomikai.
Yeah. so this has been it's been a long time since we last met here together, Q, to discuss the anime. That wasn't just me lying on my cot and you in your bed, or you playing video games such as Helldivers or Yakuza. It's been a long time.
It has been a minute since we've actually been able to just sit down and talk about anime underneath the guise of drinking.
Yes, actually, it's been over. I think last time we did the Nomikai podcast was 400 and something days.
Yeah.
Last time I checked. So, over a year, basically. But you know what?
It took a year hiatus just to tickle your balls.
Yeah, the broad, huge audience. But yes, we are going balls to the walls with Nomikai TV. I decided to actually invest in this now. As in, I actually spent money now to make sure I actually give a damn about doing all this stuff. So, I'm going to have to give a damn.
I just provide the room, internet, and that's about it.
Hey,
and electricity.
Honestly, that's all you really need to do. and also, manga reviews every once in a while.
And that too.
Yeah.
But I gotta work on my actual reviews because as some of you that do check this out before might know, my reviews are not great. They're not. They're pretty simplistic because I'm a simple man.
I forgot to tell you. Actually, I still have it open. I didn't send it to you yet. I actually wrote the legend. Did I save it on here? Oh, no. I saved it in my OneDrive. It's actually on my other computer. Okay. I wrote down the legend for you. I was going to email it to you so you can see the format. And I would prefer if you type it for future preferences.
I'm going to handwrite it.
No, I need you to do that.
And then I'm going to mail it to you.
Yeah, thanks, man. Make it easy. I got it. I would like if you typed it, so then when I eventually post it on the website for one of those written reviews, then it makes it a gajillion times easier. That's what I would like. Thank you.
I mean, I could do that, maybe like once.
Oh, by the way, not once a week, not even once a year, just once.
Just one time. I'll do it like one time. I'll do it for the hardest manga.
Oh man, thanks, bro.
But every other one, I'll just handwrite it. I'll mail it to you.
It'll get to me about like 7 days max. USPS has been pretty good, so it'll probably be here like 2-3 days.
Yeah, then you can open it up, and then you can do the thing just like.
All right. No, it's the good news.
I skipped the line.
The good news is we're in a slight future where I could just like scan it now. You know, phones do that. Like you can scan it.
You can scan like letters and other text,
and then that's cool.
Send
I think that's pretty neat.
I mean, it is pretty neat.
Yeah, we're in the future, man. It's so weird.
Future.
I don't like that we're getting older. I don't like that.
I mean, we have to get older.
I don't like it. Not a fan.
Hey, listen, just because a Motorola Razr flip phone is
I'm just kidding.
Is inside of a museum now on display like an Egyptian artifact does not mean that we're old. Now, did I have a Motorola Razr when I was a kid? You darn tootin' I did.
No, dude. Like I saw
used to slam that bit.
I had a dude, I did that too. But anyway, I felt so cool.
Yeah, you want to hang up?
Yeah.
I'm done.
I was like, I'll talk to you later. And I try to I wore sunglasses so I could be able to. The reason why, so I can look around and see, how cool that was. But I don't see that.
Did anybody see that?
See how impressive that was?
Anybody see how cool that was?
I was practicing the flick of the wrist just for this moment.
Because it would be embarrassing if you did like the flick version of posting it. But you didn't add enough force, so the phone just went doot doot.
Yeah, you don't want to look like that.
Yeah, that just mode just
like okay. So I was on here's an old person sentence, but I was on Facebook the other day, and don't worry, I'm not saying MySpace. I ain't that old. But I was on Facebook, and I saw this one person recommended to me for a friends list, and I was like, what the fuck is this person? I don't know this person. Alas, I actually do. And the thing is, this person was a kid I saw when I was living back in Tara Hills.
Oh, okay.
And he was like, this kid, when I say he was this kid, by the time I was 16, 17, whatever. He was like, 9 or some shit.
Yeah.
And then I was at first I saw him, I was like, I don't recognize it. And I saw his last name. I was like, wait, do I know you? And then I clicked on it and I saw who I was friends with to make us like mutuals. And I knew his sister also, who was like only also a couple years older than him. And I was like, no way! I remember this kid! And I was like, wait, he's in college now? No!
Oh, shit.
I was like, no!
See, I was expecting you to say, like, oh, he's 9. He's 9 last time I saw him. Now he's like 15, 16. You said he's in college?
College. He's a grown man. He's in Bronx Community College.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I took the time to see that. His sister went to SUNY, I think it's called. SUNY, probably. I don't know how they pronounce those college names. They're from New York. But anyway.
New York.
I was like, bro, they're adults now. They are
actual adults.
Like the sister, she is 23. Or turning 23 this year. I was like, get the fuck out of here.
This is why I'm glad I'm not friends with anybody that's too fucking young.
Yeah.
That would hurt my feelings.
I was like, bro, that's crazy.
Oh, just like mine just did that one. Oh, I just got reminded of. He was like, man, like 24 is old. You said 24 is what?
Oh, yeah, I remember that. That was funny. Oh, also, we didn't even talk about what we're going to be drinking. And by the way, believe it or not, we haven't drank anything yet. That being said, for this time, we are going to be drinking the oh so wonderful
rum and Coke.
Yep, and Q's favorite right here being Kraken.
Kraken rum.
Yep, and we can't afford the good Coke,
so we got the better Coke.
Yeah, exactly. The cherry soda, Big K. Yeah, don't. Hey, Big K. If you ever see us, just saying. Sponsor us. You can, yeah.
We understand what it means when someone says Dr. K has a little extra kick to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Just saying. If you need sponsors. But in all seriousness, to start things off, before we even, of course, enjoy our wonderful mixture, we're gonna do a complimentary shot because shots. And shots are always yummy. You agree, right?
I do agree.
Should we use that thing for that? For the right measurement or?
No, this is for measurement of the actual.
Oh, like concoction.
Yeah. Drink.
Cool.
We got even the utensils for mixing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're look at production value went up by like 13 cents.
Oh, yeah, and another thing, instead of plastic cups, glass.
Yeah, look, dude. Oh, and guess what? You know what we're putting these glasses on? Coasters
that are half marble, half wood.
Dude,
my parents tried to steal this from me. But it didn't work.
The glow up is amazing. And also, do you hear that sound?
No noise.
Yeah,
no helicopters.
Yeah, you hear the helicopters. Yeah, look. We're growing up, bro. So, all right, I'll go ahead and
casual stirring stick as well. It's not an actual straw this time.
Yeah, look at that.
I mean, I know we've used the stick before, but
you want to pour it yourself?
Yeah, I can just pour it my shot.
Okay. Yeah, it's kind of awkward with your knee.
My knee right in the way.
Yeah, and I don't want to be like. Just. All right, and we'll just put this right here for right now. Well, we're gonna pour another anyway.
Yep.
All right. Oh God. Funny enough is my drinking habits have gone way down.
Mine have gone up.
His gone up. His is up. Mine has gone way. Know what my drinking is? I drink typically once a week, at most twice a week, and it's like 2 IPAs. The most me doing is 3 IPAs, and then being like, I'm at a good level. I'm gonna stay right here. This is good. This man will come back home with a wine bottle or
a whole wine bottle. And I'll be enjoying it while I play Helldivers 2.
He's been loving Helldivers 2.
The whole world's been loving Helldivers 2.
I mean, true.
You know, people of the Call of Duty community have actually are starting to come in droves. It's kind of hilarious.
So, all right, let's take our first shot. Wait, let me go.
Now, luckily, I'm still not an alcoholic though. Ooh. I'm not drinking every hour of the day.
Yeah. I remember there was a time.
It's just every day.
Funny enough is, even though your tolerance went high, there was a time you were drinking a lot, and I was like, low-key like, dude, you good? Because he'll finish like the bigger bottle of Kraken in like a day and a half.
Yeah, I used to be able to polish off
and
hard alcohol pretty quickly, and then I was just like, you know what?
And yeah, you toned it down at one point, and then funny enough is now you drink. Actually, your tolerance is higher, and you still drink like a lot, but it's not like you drink a lot where it's like concerning. If that makes any sense.
No, like I said, because I drink every day, but I'm not drinking every hour of the day.
Yeah.
I just drink, and I mostly have like 3 beers or a whole bottle of wine.
Yeah.
And that's my drink.
And yeah, I mean, I just twice a week because I'm just like, I was just like, I just stopped caring to drink that much. Basically, I just toned down just to tone down. I guess I don't have a really exact reason. Like, I just did. I mean, hey, it makes getting drunk way faster kind of like fun, though. Because back in 2020, my tolerance went up high.
Yeah.
I mean, both of our tolerances were high in 2020.
I mean, that's what happens when you have Russian neighbors that like to party.
Yeah, man.
And I mean, like to party.
Because they were going up in 2019, because that's when I just got out the
Marine Corps.
Yeah, and then we were going out. I remember that 1 week we basically just kept going out. That 1 month.
Let's get loud. Let's get loud.
Oh, actually, let's take a shot.
And shout.
Let's take a shot, and then there's something I want to tell you actually real quick. Actually, that's really interesting I saw.
Oh, all right. You saw something interesting, huh?
Mm-hmm. Oh, that smells so good. I love the smell of this rum specifically.
Yeah, it's got that cinnamony smell to it.
I love it. All right, to Nomikai.
To Nomikai.
Oh, yeah, that's good. I love it.
Oh, it tastes like Kraken. It's a good taste.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's been a minute since I've had it on its own.
Yeah.
I might be tripping, but I taste apples. That's probably me just tripping.
I don't taste apples.
I do. It tastes like cinnamon apple. Like a cinnamon apple sauce.
Sauce. I like how you said that.
Cinnamon apple sauce.
But, so...
With brown sugar.
So as you know, Dos Burritos is gone.
Yeah.
But it looks like they actually opened up a new food place over there now.
Is it a Mexican food place?
No, it's a kebab place. Yeah. Which is what I saw. And I'm not going to lie, I haven't had a kebab in a minute. And I was like, I'm kind of curious. But, like, it doesn't look that,
I mean, if you want a good kebab, there's a Azar's Chicken that's right next to Domino's. They actually do really good kebabs.
Yeah, I know. I've had their kebabs. Their kebabs are good. But I just haven't gone in a while now. I think
for my mom's graduation, for her 4th degree, yeah, I think it was her 4th degree because she got automotive bartending.
Yep.
3rd degree. Oh, wait, no, business. Yeah, 4th degree.
Yeah.
My mom,
she be having time, and then I'll be like,
stop learning things. I'm like, all right. So yeah, for her 4th one, she had
their kebab specifically.
Yeah, it was Azar's. I think it was Azar's Chicken that they did for like a whole catering.
Yeah, I finally tried their place out sometime. I tried their place out 2 years ago for the first time. The only reason funny enough is I went to Maxim. But then I forgot they were closed on. Actually, not that I forgot. I just didn't know that they were closed on. Was it Sundays or Mondays? I can't remember. Oh God.
Probably Monday.
Was it Monday?
I think Monday.
Okay, yeah.
Unless they're religious, and then maybe Sunday.
I just can't remember which day. But anyways, either Sunday or Monday, they were closed, and I was like, "Frick! I forgot they were closed on these days. Damn." So I went ahead and I was just like, you know what? I'm curious about this place. Why not?
I actually know that feeling. That's how I feel about this place called Hog Heaven in Pasadena. It's a barbecue spot. They do like brisket, collard greens, mac and cheese. Good. Oh no, it's good. It is really good. They also do specialty cocktails that are really good. Happy hours 2 for $1.
Oh, okay, for sure.
So yeah, you definitely I gotta take you there to check that out.
All right, yeah, we can go like on.
But they're closed on Mondays. And I forgot about that. I remember I looked it up, but I forgot about it. And so on a Monday one day, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get me some barbecue.
Oh.
I'm gonna give me some brisket, some mac and cheese, some collard greens,
some
good sausage, and their sausages are like that fucking long. It's like giant sausage. Just.
What time do they close?
Usually around like 11.
11? Okay. Cool.
11 or 12.
We can. I'm about to say we should go like.
But yeah, no, dude.
A couple of weeks or something.
I went on a Monday, and I got over there, and there was just like not open. I was like, what?
As you're reminded.
What is this? What happened? What? That's what you sound like.
No one understands.
No one will
why
understand.
we're laughing.
That's fine. That's
but
cool.
It's all right. That happens like all the time.
What you said?
I'll have you know. This is something I do regret about being on high. We should have been recording as much as possible in general, not just in Nomikai pod, just in general. Cause we're I'm gonna say it. I know I'm sounding cocky, but we're fucking funny. All right, we are hilarious, and there's a lot of things now that I wish I can make as a reference, but you won't get it, and I'll feel kind of bad because I feel like I'm leaving you out.
I won't.
I mean, I'm still gonna do it.
I don't mind you being left in the dark.
But I just feel bad because I'm like, damn it, like. I could have, like, I wish you guys could have been there. But now, mind you, a lot of the funniest things we say is when we're dog shit tired.
And it's late at night.
It's late at night. Because it's like, by the way, we already have, like, no filter when we speak to each other. But it feels like there's, like, a gate that's still apparently, like, that's there. And when we're, like, tired and it's late at night, that gate is still, like, just... doesn't care whatsoever. It is horrendous. Like, we be saying some debauchery things and whatnot. And, guys, it was and some of the things we be saying, it's just wild.
You can smell the cherry.
Ooh, you can smell me. Nice. But oh my god, it's some crazy stuff that we be saying. We be crazy. We're crazy. It's okay.
Mainly him.
Well, mainly me.
I'm fairly normal.
I mean, to be fair, I do say a lot of out-of-pocket things.
All I talk about is patriotism. That's it.
No, you're talking about liberation.
Liberation.
And
Democracy. Freedom.
Here we go. Let's move you right here. Actually, give me that cap too. I might as well put,
That's all that matters.
There we go. There we go. But oh yeah, it's just. So yeah, mad upset that I have not been doing. We haven't been doing Nomikai podcast enough, just because like it is fun. I mean, all we do is what we do already at home.
Pretty much, just
like it's just now I have to. I know the deterrents. I gotta set up the lights.
Unless we do it during the day, and then all we can do is just open up this some blinds and get some sunlight.
Well, I don't like doing. I don't like. Here. No, I did like testing. Like when I recorded 3 Reasons to Watch Goblin Slayer, I didn't like the way it looked when I had the light come in because it just on this side. Well, this side looked weird, so I closed it anyway. And I don't like the color of this light. I don't like the soft color of it. So I was like, fuck it, I'll set up the lights, set it up. I was like, I like the way it looks more.
I mean, that's fair.
The
other option would be to face the camera away from the light. So open up the blinds and then sit that way.
And I'm not doing all that. I'm laying right now. I'm not doing that.
I don't got extra chairs, so you ain't going.
Yeah, I'm not gonna grab that chair.
Over here real quick.
And then me, it would bother me to have that background too. Of things I need to do. You guys can't see it, but there's stuff over there. And,
and there's stuff that no one wants to just deal with just to set up for recording.
Exactly. I like this background way more, too. It looks way better.
Plus, it fits our theming.
Yeah,
we talk about anime and manga. What's better than having Samurai Champloo? Right. And you can't exactly tell it's Samurai Champloo.
Because we kind of cut off the head.
We cut off the head of...
And I gotta move like this.
Oh my god, I forgot their names. It's been a year since I've seen this show.
I haven't watched Samurai Champloo since I was in middle school, dude.
It's literally,
that's the last time I watched.
I think freshman in high school was the last time I watched
We should actually rewatch it. I mean, it's on Crunchyroll.
It is, and it's a good show.
Yeah,
it actually is a really good show.
Loved it. But... Whew. Let's check out. Wait,
oddly enough, though, you know what I do remember from that show? Just because they kept on looking for his ass? The Sunflower Samurai. I remember that.
Yeah, I remember that.
I remember the Sunflower Samurai. These two?
Can't remember their names. Thing about their names.
The girl that was dragging them around forcefully? Can't remember her name.
Wasn't it like Sakura or some shit?
It could have been, but Sakura is such a
common name
at this point, to the point where it's like,
I believe you.
I believe you. Even if you're wrong, I believe you.
Yeah. I can smell the cherry.
I was like, I told you. Thought I was shit kidding when I said you could smell the cherry.
Oh, that's good. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, bud. Oh yeah. Oh yeah there. We like that. good mixture, if I do say so myself. And guess what? I do indeed do say so myself.
You did indeed did say so yourself.
All right, moving on. Let me talk about some anime-related news because I wrote them down and I thought it'd be cool to talk about. That being said, Ruri-dragon is actually to return weekly updates with Shonen Jump after a long hiatus. The hiatus actually, at the time of me mentioning this, was about a year and a half, actually. Which that's long. Like, usually, whenever we read manga, if someone doesn't update it in like a year, hell, in 6 months, we kind of just start losing hope. We start like, that's GG's. But it turns out, nah, it's just that the author was going having some health issues. As the Japanese do, because their sickness is way more powerful.
Way more powerful. Japanese cold, it takes out everybody. I don't know how it happens. Someone, even when someone's nursing somebody else back to health, guess what? That person gets healthy, and the person that was doing the nursing, now they're out of commission. Mm-hmm. It's terrible.
I'll have you know, I've never gotten sick taking care of my siblings, and anytime I've ever gotten sick, I didn't feel like where the fuck they're feeling, where they're debilitated and all that. They can't even.
I've never gotten sick off of my parents whatsoever. I was gonna say and my family members, but I'm like, I don't really spend that much time with my family members.
So it makes sense that really.
So no, I'm gonna say my parents. I usually don't get sick off of them, and almost vice versa. I say almost because my mom and I apparently have the immune system of the gods. My dad, unfortunately,
yo, when he gets sick,
he gets put out of commission.
Yeah, your dad gets taken out. Like, I seen that. I remember the first time I seen him get sick, I was like, damn.
So whenever my mom and I, let me rephrase that. When I get sick, I actively try to make it to not encroach upon my father's personal space so that he can get sick. My mom just does what my mom would do. It just is what it is. They share the same bed.
Yeah,
she ain't gonna sleep somewhere else, and he ain't gonna sleep somewhere else. So.
That being said, for Ruri-dragon, it'll be weekly, but only for just about 5 weeks, apparently, to what Shonen Jump and the author said. It'll only be for 5 weeks. Then it's going to switch to bi-weekly and then digital only. So, if you have Shonen Jump Plus, such as that, you can go ahead and keep reading it, and it's going to update bi-weekly moving forward after 5 weeks of its return. So, if you've been wanting that series to keep going, congratulations, it's still going. Thank God, Q's just learning about this series as I talk about it.
Yeah.
So, good. Much, hey, Q, there you go. You got some good news. If you ever want to pick this, when you pick this up, you can go ahead.
Wait a minute. You said if was okay, if was fine, we're going to have to switch it to when. Even though the next thing on the agenda over here I'm reading, I'm like, I'm reading that. I didn't even know it was.
Yeah. So good announcement for him that he just found out right now, apparently. But,
yeah.
Well, good and bad. Originally during spring 2024, we were gonna get. Oh my God, where is the title?
Tokidoki Bosoto Russia Go Dereru Tonari no Alaya-san, also known as Alaya sometimes hides her feelings in Russian, has been delayed and rescheduled to broadcast in 2024.
Of summer.
Now,
I'll type that part.
If you haven't
summer
heard of this particular manga that is, I guess, getting an anime adaptation, because everything I read gets anime adaptation. Hey, if you ever want an anime adaptation of a manga, send it to me. Somehow, magically, through the forces of the universe.
Now, mind you,
it'll happen.
Mathematically speaking, if you happen to read almost everything, then that means, obviously, the things you read are going to get anime. Now hold on. There's a lot of rocks that I don't mind embracing. When I say a whole lot, I mean one. But that being said, no, that's not the rock I want to embrace.
But all kidding aside, though, it's a very fun story. Literally, the title kind of tells you exactly what goes on. Mm-hmm. We have a female character that hides her true feelings using Russian.
Now that being said, the main
character knows Russian. And you probably might be wondering, well, how does a Japanese kid know Russian? Well, it's because his grandfather would watch Russian TV and movies in front of him, and so he just picked up on the language.
No, it's funny. Actually,
the kid's low-key a genius.
Funny enough is, I think you actually recommended this series as a manga before on the podcast.
I believe I did.
I think you did.
I believe I
early on in our recording for the series.
Yeah, I do believe that I had recommended this probably either the second or third time before we went our little hiatus, because there was a lot of going on in terms of like moving and things situated
and work and blah,
and then
blah,
work
blah.
and so there's a bunch of
that being said, a lot of people have been speculating the reason why Aaliyah Heiser Feelings in Russian was delayed was because the spring 2024 lineup is ridiculous.
I mean, yeah.
It is crazy. It's
pretty crazy.
Like, the lineup is crazy. All right, I'm going to list off. I wrote down some of the names, and there's actually more that I didn't type in. But we have Konosuba Season 3 coming out. Reincarnated as a Slime Season 3.
My Hero Academy Season 7.
Mushoku Tensei Season 2 Part 2.
And many more. And we're not even listening because it's a lot. It's a lot of great series, and we've either already read a lot of these series, or we've already watched some of them because it's continuations.
Yeah, and we plan on continuing watching. And the problem is we have a lot of shows to watch.
We do. We have a lot.
We've actually been watching a lot of anime in general, and
we also both been watching anime on our own time.
Yeah,
as well. So there's anime that we both watched as acquaintances, and then there are the shows that I watch because I want to watch them. It's something I'm interested in, like Shadow Eminence.
And then there's
I've talked about Shadow Eminence a lot on this channel.
Yep.
I love the hell out of it.
And actually, I plan on forcing him to do a review on it for both the anime and the manga.
And I'll do it because
he likes it.
I've read the manga, and when I mean read it, I mean I've read through it, caught up. Yep. Read through it, caught up, and then at least 3 times, and then I've watched the anime 3 times as well. Sub, dub, sub. And
there's a few series that I've watched, obviously, that I just know that he doesn't care about. Like, I watched Bottom Tier Tomazaki-kun for first season. I remember I played it on the speaker while I was first watching the first season, and then going to season 2, I asked, like, hey, do you care about this really? You're like, not really. And I was like, all right, sweet. And so I just went ahead and started watching it.
Yeah, it's one of those shows. Yeah. Like, is it an interesting concept? Yeah. Yeah. Is it something that I truly would care about as a story? Not really.
Yeah, exactly. So we've been doing
it's just gamer friends being gamer friends, and it developing into romance. Basically
exactly. So it was one of those things where it's just so we've been doing our own thing, and we primarily do watch shows together, just because one, we like watching shows together because it's always funny.
It is always funny because there's always some commentary that's going on. One of these days we'll probably film us having a reaction.
Yeah, because it actually funny enough is we pause and talk and go on tangents so much that we would
sometimes it takes us about an hour and a half to 2 hours to get through one episode.
We could actually get away with uploading an entire episode basically on YouTube with the fair use protection.
Yeah.
Solely based on how often we pause. If you actually gather our collective hours watch for Teppen Laughing Till You Cry, it would hit the 12 hours easily. The minimum, by the way, minimum.
We were rewinding, pausing, talking, just
minimum 12 hours. And guess what? There's 12 episodes.
If you haven't heard about Teppen, that's a shame. That means you don't know the secret.
I'm like, oh yeah. And that being said, also, this show is going to become super popular randomly in about 10 years or something.
Something like that.
It's going to be.
Honestly, I'd probably give it 5 years with how quickly the anime community is growing and building. True. Everybody wants to get into anime.
And they're going to be like, oh, have you seen this crazy show about? And I'm like, all right, buddy.
Yeah.
You know why this show was, this episode 2 was actually banned for a month? So hopefully it gets picked up by the community a little bit. First of all, opening banger, but
opening is a banger.
By the way, this isn't our recommendation, but we just know we're recommending it because it's a banger.
It's a soft recommendation. It's not one that we're gonna get too in depth with. It's just more of like, hey, Teppen Laughing Till You Cry. Quite literally, the only reason why we even watched that was the Laughing Till You Cry part, and it was one of those things where you go like, all right, bet.
I literally said,
so take the Teppen challenge and see if you can laugh till you cry.
That's what happened. I was going through shows, and we just finished watching some, and I saw Teppen Laughing Till You Cried! Exclamation points to the max. Bet. I just hit play. And he was like, all right, I guess we're watching this now.
We're watching.
And it was great. We were dying. We were dying.
It was funny throughout the entirety of it.
Oh my god!
Now, especially if you understand a little bit, even if you understand just a little bit of Japanese humor, like actual Japanese stand-up comic humor, you'll love it.
Because Japanese humor in general, and also comic stand-up is also very different from American style. So you kind of got to understand what the Japanese find funny. Funny enough is, a lot of Japanese humor in general I find funny now because I grew up watching so many Japanese comedy and comics growing up. And also I appreciate comics in general. So, the way you tell a story and all that nerd stuff.
Yeah, but I pick up on it every now and then as well. And then I got to really experience it as Haruka inside of Yakuza 5.
Oh.
Where there's a submission where you help a stand-up comedian as being the straight man, and that was a funny mission. Frustrating, but funny.
No, there was only one comedy that we actually couldn't understand because
it's entirely based off of one singular prefecture in Japan, and everything about that prefecture. Meaning, if you aren't from that prefecture, even if you were Japanese and you're not from that prefecture, you're not gonna understand.
You're not gonna get the jokes. Like you have to. And we watched the first season, and we were like, "Yo, I want to continue watching this, but I'm just not gonna get the jokes.
I don't get the jokes. None of the jokes are hitting.
Yo, I hate when I don't get the jokes because it's like that ketchup scene that disappointed us massively in Isekai Quartet. Where, for years I remember we watched Isekai Quartet, and then now Fumi laughed that Raphtalia was Team Ketchup, and we didn't get it, and it bothered us for so long because he was laughing. He was laughing
hard.
And then we were like, "What's the joke? I don't get it."
Yeah, I didn't get the joke.
And then we got tipped off by, I think the channel was Anime 4404. What's it? Anna Network or some guy. Any News, don't know what his fucking YouTube channel is. You know what? I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna say I'm gonna put his link in the description. I'm not gonna do that. That being said, some guy tipped me off basically that the reference was that when he first got Raphtalia and they ate, put the ketchup thing and put it on the flag, and I was like, that's the joke.
The joke was when Nafumi gave Raphtalia a good meal for the first time in a long time that she's had after acquiring her as a slave. He gave her, there's a little white flag that came with her food, and he took ketchup on his thumb, put a little dot on the middle of the flag. Japan, representation, other world,
Oh, yeah. Continue.
But that was it. Okay. That was the whole connection to Isekai Quartet.
All right. Bro, did you read the most recent chapter of I think it's called Jiso wa ore Saikyo deshita? Am I actually the strongest? It's on chapter 82 now.
I don't think so.
It's the one with the attributes.
No, I don't think so.
Or he has no attributes, excuse me. He has the barrier magic. There we go.
Oh!
Yeah, excuse me.
Yeah.
Alright, chapter 81.
Yeah.
No, it's funny.
Actually, I think I just read that today. Honestly.
Oh, okay, yeah. I mean, it just updated today also.
Actually, 82.
Yeah, no, it's on 82, but I mean, you saw 81 though.
Yeah, I saw 81.
No, it's funny. I noticed a lot, and this is what I noticed specifically in Isekai too, that they literally did a whole chapter of them basically just this mangaka basically went ahead and just said, "Yo, Japanese food is bomb." That was the entire chapter.
That was the entire chapter, yeah. That was the whole chapter.
I read it really like, stop sucking yourself off, Japanese.
It was just that Japanese food is delicious. They did rolled omelets, soy sauce, fresh fish, and then had a dog.
Wolf demon.
Canine demon. I'll say that. Canine demon give a very in-depth review on the food, which I was like, I was not expecting you to be this coherent when it came to describing food. And even the main character was like, did not expect her to be the best food reviewer.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, all right, we get it. You're Japanese, all right? Calm down, buddy.
I don't want to pat myself on the back.
I'm gonna pat my nation real quick on the back.
But my nation's food is pretty good.
I also like the Japanese do a good job on like selling their food as like the most delicious thing ever.
They do
in their manga for sure. Where like even I've had Japanese food. There's some I like, there's some I don't, and then the ones I do like, I'm not like except ramen. I'm not like like.
I mean, yeah,
because ramen is very diverse. It's like a burrito, you know what I mean?
It's like ramen,
like
chicken karaage.
Like I say,
but then again, I'm half black. I like fried chicken. Yeah, so chicken karaage is kind of easy.
Like when I hear like it's, ramen is just like burritos. Whereas like if you say you don't like ramen, it's not that you don't like. No, I don't believe you. You just don't like that one you had.
True.
Like there's a flavor for like there's a type that you like. You just don't know which one it is because there's so many different. Like, yeah, I'm the same asshole that'll sit there and say, like, I don't like ice cream. And be like, well, no, you just haven't had the right one. No, fuck you. I don't like ice cream. But because I don't like the texture. That's really what it is. But
what about froyo?
I don't like froyo.
Not frozen yogurt either?
No.
So I guess just something that's really cold and creamy is just not your first.
I prefer to do the creamy, not enjoy having creamy in me. But anyway, I was like, I'm just like, right. So when it comes to ramen, it's just like, I'm like, if you say, oh, I don't like ramen, I'm like, no, that's not true.
That's not true.
You just gotta find your palate. Oh, are you vegetarian? Don't worry, there's one for you out there probably. I actually pretty sure there is. I
mean, actually there is. Yeah. You can do, if you're a vegetarian, you can do a miso tofu ramen, and that's gonna be just miso soup.
Yep.
Or miso base.
Yep.
You have tofu instead of meat.
Gang.
And then and most of the times they always add the exact same ingredients of some type of mushroom.
Yep.
Green onions. Or a leek. Whatever you want to call it. And then bean sprouts.
Exactly. Like
that's like your golden combination for a ramen. Like you got bean sprouts, some kind of onion, some kind of mushroom, miso. Usually a miso broth, pork broth, or every now and then. It's actually very rare that I've seen, at least here in America, where they do like a chicken or beef broth. Not really what they do for ramen. It's usually pork or miso. Oh,
by the way, for future me out there and for future you watching, whatever, audience watching, that don't care. I said it and I was like, nigga, you're not making any sense. But that being said, we do plan to go to Japan, like
at some point in time.
Yeah, hopefully soon.
Yeah.
But that being said, because we look forward to buying ramen for like $3.
Dude. And like a bowl of ramen out here is 12 to 13, 15 bucks.
And that's like if you're going to an okay place. We're talking about like this place is actually like an actual like restaurant.
Could be like 20, yeah.
30 at most 30.
But it's, you go to Japan, you go to an authentic ramen shop, it'll be like, oh yeah, that'd be 200 yen. I'm only paying $1.50. That's it. I'm paying $1.50.
You're like
for a bowl of ramen, and
then the bowl comes in, and it's just like it's a bowl.
Yeah, the bowl comes in, and I'm like, sir, I said a bowl of ramen, not a bucket. What is this?
So like, what are you talking about? Just eat. Like. That's a good point. What am I talking about? Let's just eat.
I understand where you're coming from, sir, but this is a bucket of ramen. It's very generous of you to call it a bowl. I'll have you know, I appreciate that.
Which is funny when you look at like Japanese proportions on like all American foods. It's like way smaller.
But then you go to the Japanese food, it's
just like platter. Just
here's a gumbo drum of ramen. I'm like
oh yeah, what's your is it? I'm forgetting the name of it. It's like yakiniku.
Yeah, yakiniku.
Yakiniku. Am I pronouncing that? Is that yakiniku?
Yeah, basically like Korean barbecue.
Yeah. Yakiniku. Yeah, yakiniku. That should be you. I'm like, damn. I'm like,
they give you
this American portion.
They give you a plate of meat that's like stacked up to the sky, and I'm like, all right. You need 2 more plates? I don't know if I can get to the first one.
Let me get to the first. Like,
you don't know.
I'm like, aren't you American?
Aren't you American?
You'll be fine.
Like, shoot, you see that table over there? They're already on their 5th plate.
5th? You like, it's a small Japanese woman?
It's a small Japanese girl. It's like 2 of them. I'm like, 5 plates?
They eat American-sized portions, man. I swear. Yeah. It's just American food they put as well.
Yeah, American food, they're just like the smallest proportions ever. Probably because our food is actually not good for you.
Yeah. Like, you'll see a large Coke, it's just a small. We're just like, what the fuck is this?
I'll get your largest fries. It's small fries.
I'm like, hey, this is
or to medium.
This is a lie. You know damn well. What? Oh, my God. Okay, we're gonna move on to manga recommendations. All right, so I'll actually start out.
Go for it.
Because I see it right there and I can read it. It is the manga recommendation I'm giving to you is Nakahara-kun no Kahogo na Imoto. Now, if you don't know which one that is, don't worry, Q. I'll remind you. It's basically a series about an older brother. Well, he's the middle child, and he has his youngest sister move in, of course, along in the same apartment building, apartment with his eldest sister. And she takes care of him, basically.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, she dotes and takes care of him. She wants to do everything for him. When I say everything, she wants to brush this man's teeth. She's basically making this man completely independent of her, but not in a creepy way. I mean, it is creepy, but, like, not creepy.
But not creepy.
Like, it's creepy in the sense of when you actually think about it,
it's not good.
That's freaking weird. But then when you think of it like, wait, this is a comedy slice of life, and it's not like a horror or like a psychological or anything. It's like, okay, it's not. It's just silly. It's being silly. Where he's the type of brother that the anime trope does the like, you know, where the sister shows up to his class, like she wants to feed him, God forsake, and then he's like, and then he gets beats up.
Yeah, because that's a typical trope in mangas and anime.
You get to live with her?
Yeah, you have an attractive family member. Suddenly, you're the bane of all male existence in your school. Because how dare you be able to live underneath the same roof as this beauty? We're blood related, man.
That's my mom.
I'm not fucking them.
Like, jeez. You know that's my mom. You know she's married.
Golly,
she's already getting dicked down by my dad as much as that disturbs my mentality.
But hey, there's 3 of us, so he's done it multiple times already.
He's had it done this multiple times. And I want to recommend that series because 1, it's funny. 2, I like little sisters. That's really it. And 3,
he likes everything that he doesn't have.
I do technically have older brothers, but I didn't grow up with them.
That's true.
Like, because the twins are older than me.
True.
So,
but you did not grow up.
But I didn't grow with them, so I'm like, you guys don't count. You guys don't count. And 3, another great recommendation. It's just a nice. It's a 4-koma format. It's just a nice read. It's just a nice way to pass the time. Funny enough is I have this habit where whenever I start reading a 4-koma, for some reason, when I first start reading it, it takes me forever to get the ball rolling of reading it. But then when I start reading it, I go through it way faster than I prefer, basically.
I mean, because it's 4-koma, so it's barely even a page.
Exactly. Like, you know, so it's like, you know, it's typically, I think it runs like 10 pages typically.
Yeah.
And it's the form, you know, the 4-koma form has a, whoop, whoop, you know, 8 boxes basically.
Yep.
And the crazy thing is, like, when I first start and no matter what, I could be reading one 4-koma and then hop on a new 4-koma. When I start reading the new 4-koma, it takes me forever to, like, which is weird because when I read regular manga, I go through the first chapter easy. But, like, 4-koma, for some reason, on the first chapter, it takes me, like, or like, even more than the first chapter. It takes me, like, a minute to get through it. And then by the time I get, like, to the 10th chapter, I'm just...
Well, I mean, a lot of normal manga, you know, it's always like, you know, you start from right to left. You go right, left, go down, right, left, go down, right, left, go down. But for a 4-koma, it's like, all right, stay right, go down.
The left?
Like stay right, go down, then I can go left. No.
Start right,
go down, and then move down, and then move down, and then
go to the top left.
Go to the top left, and then move down, and then move down, and then move down, and then you go to the next page.
Well, no, that's why I was like saying, like, even if like I was like starting with reading a regular 4-koma before,
yeah,
for some reason, like I become restarted, as they say now on the internet, to avoid getting in trouble with the internet gods. I go ahead.
the internet gods.
I just like I can't read. I don't know how to read this. This is a weird format. As if I just wasn't reading 4-koma just before. That was in the same format. Like it took me like a minute to get through Rashoko Sensei, for example. And then, you know, then I got used to it randomly, and I just blast through chapters, and then when it ended, I was really sad for like 10 seconds. But, yeah, I highly recommend this series. It's just a really fun read. I just think it's overall enjoyable. And there's actually, even though it's a slice of life, and even though they're, like, the character development is slow, it is present. Which is, like, it's slow. Most of the time, nothing happens.
True.
But when stuff happens, It still didn't happen, and then something happens to move stuff going on. Like I think it's enjoyable read if you just want something that's a little relaxed, not high stakes. I like reading stuff that doesn't really have high stakes most of the time.
I do too.
Like just because like one, my life, I'm already like.
There's a lot going on in my life.
I got a life going on, and so
Times
far,
are rough.
funny enough is though, recently now I've been having like almost a reverse thing where. Now I've been looking for things that do have higher stakes, and the only reason why is because whenever I read like slice of life, for some reason I start feeling a little bit more depressed about my youth.
Yeah, I can.
Because remember I was telling you where I was telling him privately, and I guess I'm gonna expose myself, but I was like kind of feeling bummed out like when I read slice of life, I'm like, bro, we could have probably been doing way more, like when we were younger.
Oh yeah,
like,
high school.
Yeah, in high school, like actually, be a little like there's a few things we did that was kind of fun, like the secret tunnel, but like
secret tunnel, spending a whole summer at Justin's house, getting guns, shooting them out in his backyard.
But I feel like we could have probably just did like a little bit more. You know what I mean?
Joining club activities.
Yeah,
and living the youthful experience that the other kids.
Yeah, I kind of
Nah, I prefer the casual trope of I'm a loner. All I do is I'm part of the go home club.
Yeah.
Go home. I play video games. No one really talks to me in class.
He did the loner thing, but he did the loner thing, but with 3 people.
Yeah, I did the loner thing with 3 people, and then there was never a time where I wasn't talked to in class. Someone talked to me about something. Don't know why. Didn't care why.
And by the way, even though like no one really approached me to talk to me, I did the approaching to talk to people.
He absolutely did. Yeah, he would approach people. I get approached. It would be
like. Is and
then we both would drag our friend to everything else.
Yeah, which
he came whether he wanted to or not.
Good news, actually. Hopefully, when as we get things moving along and all that, we can grab that loser and
continue dragging him along.
Yeah, we would love to have our boy as well. We're not gonna say his name yet because we don't have any guarantees to become another co-host on this show because one. It'd be awesome to have 3 good friends who drink and all that.
Who drink, and then it'd be also great because he's not exactly the most proficient in manga / anime viewing and consuming.
We have a normie perspective.
So we'd have that normie perspective that some of you who maybe aren't as proficient in anime and manga can relate to.
Yeah, and especially considering the fact that, like, for example, like there's stuff that we're way cooler with anime manga because we've been in love with anime manga since we were kids and stuff. And whenever you say kids, I think my first anime I watched was when I was 6. Neon Genesis Evangelion was my very first anime. Not a great first anime technically, but all I cared about was giant robots fighting alien monster things, and they weren't alien monster things. They were more of I don't know what they were actually.
Robot alien things.
Like I don't know how to describe angels because they kind of like show up out of nowhere. Like I read the manga and watched the anime, and I still don't know what the fuck angels are really. But anyway, they monsters. We'll call them monsters. That's close enough, really.
Holy monsters.
Holy monsters. So I've been watching that since I was 6. So like, and what was your first anime again? And how old were you?
My first anime was probably around the time I was like 5. It was Colorado. I actually cannot remember the exact first anime that I watched because my dad was somewhat into it as well.
Okay. Oh, so you probably slapped on anything.
We used to watch it. We used to watch it together. We would watch Dragon Ball Z together. We would watch Cowboy Bebop together. We would watch, not we particularly, but every now and then I was I had seen some of it growing up, which was, oh God, I can't remember the exact name of it. It's about a white-haired woman that's a space pirate being chased by the Galactic Federation.
Oh, that sounds familiar.
That ends up on Earth, where a particular boy whose grandfather used to actually also be a Galactic Federation samurai dude, whatever.
Crap, I know what series you're talking about, but I can't remember the name of it.
There's a lot of perverted moments, especially with the space pirate and the grandchild, and then the grandson met granddad's sister that also was like in love with them. Whatever. That was a whole other thing.
I know what series you're talking about, but I can't remember.
Basically, it was like a harem action-esque, supernatural, kind of an anime.
You actually remind me of another series that I watched in high school that I want to rewatch. Actually, I need to see if High Dive has it.
It might.
It might, but I don't remember seeing it when we were going through it originally. But I'm gonna check again after this recording. Because you said Space Pirate, and I want to rewatch Bodacious Space Pirates because the thing is, the name sounds ridiculous. It makes you think it's gonna be loot. It's actually not.
It's not.
It's actually a really good show.
It's actually
real. And dude, the opening, holy, bro. I need to get the opening back on my phone. I used to have it on my phone at one point before they had Apple Music, but oh my, I need to get that. Actually, that's what I'm gonna do after this because I'm telling you, that opening was I remember I used to have that opening on repeat on my computer and then on my phone and on whatever the hell I was. If I could listen to it, I would just be like, play that jam because it slaps. It's up there with like one of my favorite openings along with Infinite Stratus. Infinite Stratus had banger openings.
Yeah.
Always, like, both seasons. That pisses me off for both. Like, it's okay for, like, the first season, I'll let it slide. And also ED. But how dare the second season get a banger? You couldn't at least get a... Never mind. But, oh, my God. Oh, yeah. So that was when you were 5. Oh, my God. You've been watching anime forever.
Yeah, I've been watching anime for a minute.
Yeah.
I've been watching anime since I lived in Colorado.
Yeah.
At least whatever would come on the television, because, you know... Mm-hmm. Back then, we didn't have streaming services like you nerds.
And funny enough is I'm the one that I actually got my dad into anime. Funny enough is I usually get my dad into stuff, and because he wants to spend time with me, basically. Oh, which now when I look back, that's so freaking cute.
Yeah,
that's so cute. Like I'm the one that got my dad into Yu-Gi-Oh, in the sense where he heard that was your phone. Where I liked Yu-Gi-Oh, so he took the time to go learn how to play the game so he could teach me how to play the game. And that's why I kind of do the joke with you where I'm like, Quincy, go learn how to play this game so or go learn how to do this so you can teach me.
Oh yeah, like with other Bochi.
Like
not Bochi the Rock Bochi. There's a different
Hitori Bochi.
Yeah, there's another
Hitori Bochi. That's
that learned how to be a ninja so that she could teach her newfound friend how to be a ninja because she saw her as her master. And this guy over here talking about like, what's hey?
You don't do that shit for me.
You don't do that for me. Learn to be a ninja so I can learn to be a ninja. And I promptly told him, no, I'm not going to do that. Why would I do that? Because he wouldn't do it for me.
I wouldn't, but you should still do it.
I'm not going to. Really not.
Ah, boo. Boo. Quincy sucks. Boo.
Hey. The only thing I suck on is a straw for my drink. That's it.
Oh my. How lewd.
I don't even suck on ice cream. When was the last time you see me eat an auto pop or a popsicle?
Bro, I don't remember the last time. I don't know. I actually don't. No.
When was the time you ate an auto pop or a popsicle?
When the last time I did?
Yeah. Which, by the way, is not ice cream, people. I know a lot of you might be thinking, isn't that just ice cream? No.
No,
it's frozen juice.
No.
Stupid.
Idiot. Dumbass.
You gonna try to say a slushy's ice cream?
You idiot. You dummy. Baka. Oh, God. All right, Q. Move to your manga recommendation. Oh, my God. I spent forever talking about nothing.
I know. That's the point. That's the point of how the Nomikai works. I was wondering what you were doing. I'm not gonna lie. I thought
no, it's funny. I started and my brain said, "What are you doing, bro?" I'm like, I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know, man. I thought
you did. So the manga recommendation that I have is called Yuji ni 500 yen Kashitara Shakin. Now, that can translate pretty easily to. At least for what I would like to translate it to, is, yeah, I sold my sister for 500 yen. Now, that sounds wild, but it's not as wild as the actual translation of it being, I will gladly become your property as collateral until my brother pays back the 500 yen.
Mind you, that's still wild.
That's still wild. That's actually more wild. at least in my opinion. But basically, all this manga is about is there is this college boy that helped his friend out with 500 yen at some point years ago. Mind you, his friend has a little sister and
high school student.
Is a high school student. They're like college kids. They're in the university. So the brother, his little sister, is actually in love with his best friend. I mean, and that's not a spoiler. That's kind of obvious once you pick up the very first chapter, you'll be like, yeah, she just loves him. And it's like, yeah. So this whole 500 yen sister becoming property as collateral for this debt for the best friend is fake. It's entirely fake. It's just so that the brother can perform the best wingman in history of trying to get his little sister hooked up with his best friend.
Gang.
As violent as that sounds, it's actually way more wholesome than you would think.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very casual slice of life. It's not over the top in trying to provide fan service between a high schooler and a university student. They don't really do that. They don't do all that. It's just their lives and how she's trying to get him to recognize her as a woman instead of just a little girl or my brother's little sister.
Which we noticed that with anime recently.
My best friend's little sister.
I've been noticing a lot of anime and manga recently actually kind of putting these wild titles. But when you actually break it down, it's actually way more wholesome and actually way more intellectual actually than you expect. With like titles like like that, for example, which I'll be your your property for collateral. Yeah, it sounds wild.
Until my brother pays back the 500 yen, I will gladly be your property as collateral.
Yeah, and then you have other series where it's like my wife is a grade schooler.
Which by the way, 500 yen is like $3.50.
Yeah, that's nothing.
It's nothing.
Yeah, but then you have series like my wife as an elementary school student. And, it sounds wild. Also getting anime, which I can't wait. Coming out this year.
It is coming out this year.
But
very excited.
It sounds wild, but when you actually pick up these series, they tend to actually be way
calmer,
more like they're way more tame. They're actually more focused on like the storytelling or the messaging that the series either might have, or they're focused on just being wholesome. And in Japanese culture, which you have to always make sure to keep in mind when reading this stuff, don't just simply think, oh, it's weird or creepy. You got to think of, okay, what is it like in Japan's society when picking up these things? Because I think it's very presumptuous to basically absolutely trash a society based on something you find personally weird. Like, as much as I like to, for example, like poop on third world countries because I'm just a horrible person, but
that's one way.
That's it. Yeah. But I still understand that their mindset. In a sense of like, okay, I see where you're coming from. Yeah, I think it's crazy, but you have to still understand and be empathetic enough to to of course not be extremely disrespectful. Where I think it's fine to, of course, disagree with it, think it's weird. Hell, college student and a high schooler, fine. We read 29 to JK. Fine, whatever. We get it if you go ahead and say, I think that's weird and creepy. I think it's fine.
That's fine.
I even think it's weird if you are freaked out or weirded out by people who enjoy lolly. So, that being said, it's one of those things where you still have to just, at the bare minimum, I say, understand why that culture is the way it is. If you don't understand, then, I mean, hey, you can't understand everybody.
There are some people out there that don't know that the strongest mud in the world is cement. I'm going to leave it at that.
So, I'd say when picking up a series, if you read the title, it might sound violent, but I say go ahead because lately, when it comes to mangakas, they've been putting on violent titles to kind of just which is low-key clickbait, but it's
pretty
not.
Much,
it's
almost,
but it's also not because it's like technically giving you what that thing is, but they're trying to grab your attention.
They're trying to grab your attention. So it's like they give you, it's almost like clickbait, but it's not clickbait. But it is clickbait in the sense of it's not exactly what the title is.
It's not what you initially are going to think it is.
Like Heroines Run the Show.
That is one of our favorite shows from 2022.
Heroines don't run shit in that show.
I'm telling you, we went into this show think we had a bunch of presumptions. So far, we've been wrong about a lot of presumptions based off a title.
Yeah.
In general.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I'm the type of person where whenever I make presumptions, I always jump to negativity. So the good thing is, I like actually being proven wrong. I do like being proven wrong about a lot of things because usually I'm thinking negatively. So if it turns out it's actually something positive, I'm happy. That means I'm getting a better product. Like, I'm okay with heroin.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I'm okay with, being
heroines
wrong.
on the show being actually better than what was expected.
Yeah, Teppen. We thought it was gonna be actually probably lame as fuck. I thought it was gonna be lame. I'm not gonna lie.
I saw it when
and then we got past the first joke, and I thought, okay,
this is pretty funny.
It's gonna be good.
I had no prior feelings for Teppen. I just saw.
I kind of literally just.
I saw him turn it on, and I was like, all right, cool. This is what we're gonna watch. It was funny.
Yeah, I read the title, and I was like, this ain't gonna be that funny. It's laughing to sure, bud. And then alas, I was in that moment, I was proven wrong. And
best character, House Taker. I'll have you know.
That part,
that one singular man.
Yeah, definitely pick up titles of series for sure that if they seem violent, they're actually more than likely not really that violent. And actually either one has some type of serious messaging into it, such as my wife as an elementary school student that actually has something that has to deal with grief and death,
grief and
moving on and such as that. 5 stages of of death or grief. Excuse me.
It's very much like his manga that he recommended a while back. My mama got reincarnated.
Oh, that series is so good. The title sounds silly. To be fair, that's not the title.
That's not the actual title.
But me calling it that, you kind of get the gist of what it is about. And it's one of those series where it sounds silly, but it's actually really deep. And actually, I actually felt sad when I finished it. Not because it was over, but because the way it ends is kind of sad. It's just kind of sad. Damn. Look, I'm getting sad thinking about it actually, because Never mind. I'm not gonna. I'm drinking. I shouldn't be getting sad right now.
Yeah, you don't want to become a sad drunk because then he can't stop.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. And when I get sad while drinking, I get sad.
True.
He's seen it, and I want to delete that from his memory. But yeah, with this series for sure.
Yeah, no, this series it's a great one.
It's way more wholesome. The reason I didn't pick it up originally. What I just now recently, like a week ago, started reading it finally.
Yeah.
The main reason I didn't read it was because initially I saw the title. I thought that's some goofy shit. That's wild.
Yeah, no, it sounds really wild.
And then he told me about it and actually gave me more details. Oh, okay. I'll pick it up maybe sometime, and I did it for a year, and then I was like, all right, you know what? I feel like reading something new because I'm trying to avoid the inevitable of catching up on the things I need to read, and I guess I'll finally read this thing. And yeah, so far I like it. I'm only on chapter 8 right now, so I'm not that far in, obviously.
Yeah.
But I like it so far.
I mean, that's actually still pretty deep in because it's not like it's that many chapters.
I mean, yeah, true.
So being on 8 is I think you're more than halfway there. I think there's only 14 currently.
There's only 14? I thought it was more. Maybe I'm tripping.
Let's see.
Then again, I'm really bad at remembering how long chapters are too, because then I catch up and I'm like, what?
Yeah, 14.
Okay, when I catch up, it's different from when he catches up, because when he catches up, I almost expect it. But it's also one of those things where he also reads super fast.
I do read
in comparison to me.
Where most series that I catch up to aren't really 11, 10, or 14, 20 chapters in. Mm-hmm. It'll be one that's just oh yeah, I picked this manga up yesterday. Oh, that's crazy. How many chapters are in it? 80? Oh, okay, that's not too bad. How far are you? Oh, I caught up.
But this morning you weren't reading manga. You left for work.
Mm-hmm.
You read it most likely on the way to work, which makes sense.
Yeah.
And then you maybe read a little bit during work.
Yeah.
Oh, allegedly a little bit. And then on the way back,
read some more.
Read some more. You just walked in that door, though. How did you...
Listen. It was very interesting manga.
Very
intriguing.
It's actually rare for me to actually... There's some moments where I'll read a manga and catch up in the same day, and I'll have a lot of chapters.
He watches more anime than I do, but the only thing is that makes it more difficult, and not really difficult. What makes it different is... anime is timed. No matter what you do, you got to go through that time of the anime.
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas for a manga, I can breeze through that as fast as I need to or want to.
Yeah, exactly. And when it comes to me, when I catch up to a manga series, let's say like that being only 14, if I caught up as fast as I actually felt like I could, because we've seen what I can do when I actually decide to read a series.
True.
When I actually decide,
you almost read as fast as I do.
Yeah, exactly.
When I'm casually reading.
Exactly. Exactly. You see, he gets it. So yeah, when I'm just like. Alright, I'm like, well, I'm into a story. It's like, oh, how many chapters you got? 60. I catch up in like, not as fast as he do. He'll catch up in like 3 hours, and
if it's 60 chapters, I can catch up to that in probably about one singular day.
Yeah, I catch up.
It's got to be very interesting.
Yeah. Or actually, funny enough is there's like one manga actually I read that I actually caught up to it in a single day, or not caught up. Excuse me, I finished it in a single day. It only had 50 chapters. I just read that bitch because it was really good for me.
What was the manga?
It was Can't We Be Friends Sensei or some shit.
Oh.
Yeah, I finished that in a day.
Okay, yeah.
Because I was like, I liked it a lot. I thought the comedy was fine. I liked the shit on the main character a little bit because I'm like, you're technically not even really trying technically to reject them. Like, I get that you understand the importance of being a sensei and you want to reject them, but you're not like really trying.
He's not. He never is. He's never actually trying to reject them.
And he does reject them when they actually.
With his glasses, the tsundere, and then the
promiscuous.
The promiscuous dere.
Yeah, which I'm like, technically, yeah. When they do confess.
By the way, if you haven't picked up on the theme, I've already read it.
Yeah. No, like if you haven't gotten it by now, with how often I make fun of him for how much he reads and how quickly he reads through it. That's your fault. That's a skill issue. But because I be making, hey, stop, get it, Frank. But because I be making fun of him all the time.
All the time.
Even off camera, by the way.
All the time.
I stay on his ass
for no reason. No reason at all.
No, there's a reason.
I'm not hurting anybody.
No, there's a reason.
There's no reason.
No, the reason is it's funny to me.
No reason.
That's my reason.
There's no good reason. It's just an excuse.
Whoa.
That's a loud ass sip you have to take there, bud.
There's a reason, bud.
Yeah, the reason is it's an excuse. He just does it because he just likes to poop on it. That's all it is.
Whatever. So yeah, definitely pick up usually 500 yen kashtera.
And also Nakahara-kun no Kahogo na Imoto.
Yeah, definitely.
Read them both.
Yeah, they're really hey, they're both really fun.
I have a doting little sister, and I sold my little sister for 500 yen.
Isn't it funny that we both unintentionally chose something involving little sisters?
Yeah. And both are very wholesome.
Yeah.
Both are actually really wholesome.
Mine is more light romance, but more focused on the comedy aspect, and his is more
a little bit more on the romance aspect, but still has the comedy element.
Yeah, exactly. And man, we are always on the same wavelength. Almost.
Damn near.
Yeah, because actually, funny enough, is for the anime recommendation we're gonna get to, we both picked something that was new.
Yeah, that's new.
Which is like, I'm like, what the? We says, never mind. Almost said it. But like when you put down your recommendation, I was like, wow, what are the fucking odds? I mean, makes sense. I did kind of also mention like, make sure pick something kind of new, fresh in your mind that you can easily remember.
Yeah.
And you were like, I was already thinking. And I'm like, cool, man. But actually, speaking of which, I feel like talking about your show first.
You want to talk about my show first?
Yeah. What's your recommendation?
I mean, I guess that makes sense. We usually go back and forth. You started off manga. Manga, sure. So I'll start off anime. You end on anime.
Yeah. Get it.
Okay, so starting off for our anime recommendations. Dun, 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 dun. There's no actual background theme music for that.
One of these days.
One of the days, I'll probably make something. I got the capabilities of doing it, and I'm just lazy.
True, that part. You're on his ass. He don't do shit.
I don't do nothing. I don't do nothing unless I show up.
Hey, you provide the space.
I do provide that. I mean, that's just finances. But it's like as far as like the actual work that goes, it's all him and who's your boy?
Oh yeah, I hired an editor who's gonna be. I'm gonna have him start working next month. K2.
K2.
Yeah,
dude. That man's fucking cool.
Yeah, he's awesome.
So start off with the anime recommendations. We're both series that we're going to be recommending are actually still ongoing right now. Mm-hmm. So these are series you can pick up. They're pretty deep in right now, so you got some time to
enjoy
it. For me, I'm talking about Sasaki and Peeps. Sasaki and Peeps is about a middle-aged salaryman. I know that might sound very generic, but hear me out. It is not your typical isekai where, he died from overworking, or he got hit by a bus, or truck coon.
Or stabbed. Don't forget stabbing.
Or stabbed.
My personal favorite.
You know, he to protect somebody, or to save a cat, and the cat became a god, just turned out. And then it was like, if you know what series I'm talking about... That did happen. Oh. Anyway... So Sasaki and Peeps is about a salaryman, a middle-aged salaryman that one day overheard a conversation about his coworkers showing off their pets and talking about how cute their pets are, and he was so enamored by it because he likes cute animals.
Yep, he likes them. Cats.
So he decides to go to a pet store in order to get himself his own pet. Mm-hmm. Only to find out pets are expensive, which is true.
Yep, they are.
Pets are expensive. Getting the pet from a store already expensive. Then you got to pay for everything else.
Yep, shots,
But while he was there, he heard a calling out, a tweet from a small little bird with, if you're gonna watch the anime, it's a singular star in his chest. If you've read the manga, it's 5 stars on his chest.
He prefers that design.
I do. I'm not gonna lie. The 5 stars is kind of cool looking.
I can tell he prefers it because he told me about it. So.
It was cool. It was the fact that they changed it was like, why 1 big star? What's wrong with the 5?
Yeah, whenever there's a change and it actually bothers Q a little bit, he'll tell me about it.
With the 5 stars on his chest, I could have called him General Peeps, but I can't do that because now he's just 1 star.
General Peeps.
Anyways,
now he's a lieutenant.
Yeah, he's Lieutenant Peeps. Ooh. Although I say that as if I haven't played Mass Effect, and every single time I get the hamster, I call him Lieutenant Squeaks. Because that's who he is. He's Lieutenant Squeaks to the day I die. Anyway, so yeah, he gets this little bird that is it's this type of sparrow. I can't remember the exact sparrow.
I forgot the name of the bird because I don't just like
it's not a red-tailed sparrow.
No, it's not.
It's a type of sparrow that he gets. He takes it home. Is figuring out what should I name you? What is going to happen? And in the midst of him trying to figure out what to name him, Peeps goes ahead and just says his name.
He does.
He talks in fluent, if you're watching sub, Japanese. If you're watching dub, English. He talks in fluent of that language. And Sasaki just takes that on the chin.
He takes a lot, by the way, he takes a lot of shit on the chin, and it almost actually bothers me.
It's a Java sparrow. That is the type of sparrow that Peeps is. But once they get home, Sasuke, he's really good at taking things on the chin, like really good. He's got
too good.
He's got Darkseid's jaw. You get punched by Superman, just that it.
No, you got hit harder than that.
So, he finds out that Peeps is actually a otherworlder that was a great sage at some point in time. Which, by the way, this is all inside of the description, so I'm not ruining anything for you.
Yeah, exactly. And also this is literally in the first episode.
This is all episode 1. Episode 1 is 40 minutes long.
Yeah, 43 minutes and 12 seconds.
So you're going to get through all of it. You'll find all this out.
I actually don't know if that's the right time, but I said that very confidently.
You sure did. That's why I was just going to let it go. So, yes, if you want to watch a nice anime that is a interesting spin on isekai, literally a very interesting spin on isekai where...
And the thing is, he goes back to that world and back to his other world.
Which there is a manga that is also kind of similar to that. I'll probably talk about that. Actually, no, I think you talked about that manga at one point in time, didn't you?
I haven't talked about it. What, or did I? I need to watch the previous episode because I know we started reading it last year.
We did, so I don't remember. I don't remember if you talked about that or not. But if we haven't talked about this manga, we'll bring it up in the next episode of Nomikai. But yes, Sasuke and Peeps, great show. Sasuke, hilarious. This for a man in his 40s, he's hilarious.
Yeah.
I will say only one thing though that is kind of almost a spoiler, but it's not too much of a spoiler because I'm not going to tell you the full extent of it, and that is there's a certain little girl I don't really trust inside the series. And that's all I'm going to say.
There we go. Perfect. Yes, Sasuke and Peace, so far we've been loving it. Actually, we need to, after this, we're going to watch the next episode because we've been watching it specifically in English dub. And the English dub has been pretty good so far. And last time you were off, we were going to try to watch it. But alas, the English dub was not out yet. So we were like, dang it. But it is out now. So
nice.
We're definitely going to watch that right on after this. So there's a couple other shows we want to watch. And I actually might put on Tsukimichi Season 2. Because there's a lot of... actually, there's not a lot of shows we need to watch. But there's just a couple of shows we're missing.
Yeah.
And you've been also watching Solo Leveling, right?
Yeah, I've watched Solo Leveling.
All right. How you liking it so far? I haven't watched it at all.
Solo Leveling sticks
like as an anime because I know you read it as a manga or manhwa.
Yeah, I read it as the manhwa long before the anime came out.
I still remember when he first told me about it. We were back in Cosmo.
Yeah, it was So Solo Leveling, if anybody is watching it or has not started watching it, started off as a manhwa, like a lot of the shows
Korean,
tend to start
Chinese.
As far as the anime goes, I will say that they do a very good job of keeping in time with how the manhwa actually went.
Okay.
But when you think about how a manhwa is designed, where it's full color, there's everything that's inside of there, it almost gives you a basis for an anime where it's like, there's your storyboard. Your storyboarding's right there. All you have to do is just animate it. Okay. That's it.
And that's why it's been really solid, you would say?
Yeah, it's been really solid. There hasn't been anything in it that I've been like, wait a minute, that never happened. Or it's just like,
I've also noticed that when it comes to manhwas, because manhwas have actually becoming a little bit more popular in the manga anime sphere, where when it comes to them being animated and such as that and getting serious, they've actually been really successful.
Yeah.
And I think it's because of that actual coloring element. And there's certain series that I think can, at least manga-wise, can learn from it. Another good example is God of High School. Was originally a manhwa.
It was a manhwa.
And hey, people love that show.
Yeah, it's a good one.
And I noticed that besides just actually following the format of what the hell they're looking at, they've actually pretty much just grabbed the manhwa and just animated.
Yeah, they just animated. That's one of the beautiful things about a manhwa is that they can do that. Mm-hmm. Where it's like, the thing about manga, it's not just about the coloring. It's also about what they include. So manhwas, they tend to focus a lot on the details of the story. Like a lot. Like if you read, even we talk about it all the time, I Was Trash. There's a lot of detail.
Yeah,
in every bit of the story of no matter how convoluted, crazy, and honestly a little disorganized that story is, it's so detailed that you could just animate it from start to finish the way that it is.
Yeah, we actually made fun. We actually thought about multiple times on how they would actually do a series on I Was Trash specifically, because since it is pretty disorganized in this series of events, in the sense of, because everything technically flows
together
in a way where it makes actual chronological sense, but at the same time it feels like you kind of leave the plot of an arc or story
to go follow another
totally different,
a whole other side story.
Yeah.
Or you start off, or you didn't finish this first arc, but we started another arc
in the middle of that.
But the starting of this arc in the middle of it will actually complete the other arc
that hasn't even been started yet.
So it's a lot, but
How would you compare the? Because I know like a lot of, for example, fantasy / isekai anime have this problem. How would you compare the when it comes to exposition wise? When it comes to at least like reading manga and manhwa and how they present exposition. We're not gonna compare the anime because, for example, when you look at the worst, for example, for manga exposition, we can look at like the Grand Crest.
Oh yeah.
But then like for anime wise, it was actually done really well. I remember we watched the first episode. We were like, holy crap, the first episode was great. We still need to actually watch the series because we actually enjoyed the first episode very well. But like the first chapter, the first 4 chapters were just like hard because there was a lot of exposition. But how would you say like with manhwa?
I would say that's probably actually the biggest issue with when it comes to like manga versus manhwa is that manga currently has evolved into text walls. Almost every manga that you pick up now will have walls of text in it, and I mean walls of text. Even with Farming in Another Life, which also has an anime.
Oh yeah, that was. Oh my god.
The anime itself it's great. It's smooth. It's clear cut. But it's mainly because of how they
presented it.
Not really just how they presented it. It's kind of like when you turn a book into a movie. Everything's written there for you.
Oh, yeah.
So all you have to do is just fill in the pieces of it.
You can actually do more show rather than have to tell.
Right. So it's like when it comes to like mangas, they do a lot of more tell than show, so that if it does get an anime adaptation, they could do more show than tell.
Okay.
Whereas as for manhwa, they do the opposite. They show you a lot of what's going on, tell you about what's most important, and then when or if it can get transformed into an anime, which is actually kind of weird to me, in the sense of, so that's a Korean comic.
Yeah, Korean / Chinese, depending on
like I think God of High School is Chinese, but Solo Leveling is Korean.
Yeah,
but both are done by Japanese studios.
Yeah. Awesome.
Hey.
Look at you Asians. You becoming slightly less racist towards each other.
Glad there's some type of unity happening among the Asian community.
About time,
But so, but I would say that's the biggest difference between manhwa and manga is that manga does more of actual like talking and explaining things.
Yeah.
Like if I don't know. Actually, I don't think we have talked about this manga. I might talk about it one time. I'm just going to say the name for right now. It's called Jimmy Sensei.
Oh, yeah.
They do a lot of exposition inside of that. There's a lot of text bubbles.
There's a lot.
But mind you, the concept of it as well is if you were to showcase more of it, it would have to probably be put under a different tag / restriction.
Yeah.
On who could view it. Outside of that, though, it's just walls of text. Farming in Another Life, walls of text.
Yeah.
29 Toe JK, as much as we love it, walls of text.
Pages and walls of text. Don't
you go to a manhwa though, you can go 5 chapters.
Yeah.
Or not 5 chapters, 5 pages without any single bit of dialogue going on. It's just action oriented and know what's going on.
Actually, now that you say that though, I do remember there's a series that I will probably talk about at some point. There's a series I picked up recently. You know about it because I've been showing you scenes from it and pages and funny moments. Is my sister is a superstar.
Oh yeah.
It's a manhwa I picked up on, and it's Korean. Yeah, it's Korean. It's Korean based, and I'm not caught up yet, but I'm almost caught up. I almost haven't caught up because I was like, let me take a break from it.
Yeah. And
hold on, let me actually check. Let me verify how many chapters on, because by the time I took an actual break, I think I'm in the hundreds already, and it's at 200 something. And this is a series that I was going through really fast in general, and I don't go fast with series in general.
I do.
Because as you know, because I'm just a slow reader. I'm just it's at 242 chapters, and I'm at 196.
Yeah.
So
you usually also like to find a stopping point.
Yeah, and
my stopping point is, can I read any further? No.
Yeah, and rather it be, can I find a stopping point? Because sometimes I'll just stop reading in the middle of it. Like
sometimes,
I hate when I do this, especially for manga. It's one thing for like Mariche Meichan where.
Stopped at the literal halfway mark. Literal.
When I watched Mariche Meichan, I said, I remember he heard me from over the wall at, we were in Cosmo. And I didn't actually, by the way, I didn't finish the series until we moved to this new place. So years passed. But I didn't finish that series because I remember when I first started watching, at one point, he hears me from the other room or curtain or whatever, hearing, you know what?
I don't care.
I don't care. And I
just don't care.
I stopped watching. And funny enough is when I decided, all right, let me finally finish the series because it's been right here. It's been years, or not even years. It's been a year. And I was like, let me get on with it. I hit play, and the first thing he noticed was the fact that I was right in the middle of the episode.
Literal middle of the episode of the middle of the season. It was. He stopped at the literal middle of that anime.
And I was like, I don't know. I did.
It wasn't. He started episode 6,
and then
it was like done. No, he stopped at 10 minutes 23 seconds.
Yeah.
Or no,
12 minutes because it's 24 minutes. It was 12 minutes. I know. Yeah, it was in the middle.
It was dead in the middle, and I was just like, I don't know how you perfectly stopped on the minute of the second. In the middle of the episode of the middle of the season. It made no sense. That's like somehow possibly getting through half of One Piece to the literal part of the halfway mark of One Piece.
Just being like, you know what? I'm gonna take a breather here.
And it's like, how did you stop right in the middle?
I have no idea. But I took a break there because I just didn't. I was like, all right, I'm kind of like getting bored of the story right now, and that's what I did with My Sister's a Superstar. But that being said, though, the thing is, that series doesn't give a lot of crazy exposition, and also it's extremely easy to read, which is what I know manhwas are. And also because the format that they do for how you scroll or read through it is also easy for me because
it's top to bottom. And it's not like you flip pages this way. No, you just scroll down.
Because I know sometimes, like depending how lazy you are. Or not, like you'll sometimes change your set. You'll either not change your setting, so you'll scroll down and then you switch page.
Yeah.
Once I hit a manhwa, I just change it automatically to just keep scrolling, and I just finished that so quickly.
Yeah.
That I'm just like
because you're scrolling because there's not a lot to read.
Yeah.
There's really they don't do a bunch of talking points for exposition in it. They just show you what's going on.
Yeah.
Because it's just the style that they do.
And I do actually appreciate the style because I'm a huge fan of show don't tell. I've
never seen a black and white manhwa, by the way. Not once.
That part.
Not once.
But I'm a huge fan of show. And you can tell, but you don't have to always tell me stuff. I can piece it together. For example, that's the reason why I can't stand the first season of By the Grace of the Gods. I remember when he put that on. I remember I stopped paying attention at the 4th episode specifically because there's a part where they were
it was that archery shit.
Yeah, where at this point they are already sucking this guy off. All right, they were already like praising him a bunch of times, blah blah blah. But I was more or less at this point kind of just like.
I thought you liked it when characters get sucked off.
Yeah, I don't. You saw how I feel about Pokemon Sword and Shield, man. Like I was just like
That's true.
I was just like, all right, listen. You don't have to tell me he's doing something super amazing or he's awesome, blah, blah. I know he's doing amazing. I know you don't have to tell me.
I can see it.
I have eyes. All right, bud? I can look.
Yeah, that's the only problem with exposition in a manga.
And with exposition, like, if we use a Grand Crest or the Weakest Crest, excuse me. With that one, it's just like, all right. The thing is, they dump so much information that is important, but is it important right now? And the answer was no.
No, not really.
It wasn't. Like, some stuff was important, like almost all exposition, but I think they could have delivered it way more naturally that didn't feel like I was in high school again, where I was reading a textbook. Yeah. And that's kind of how they explained it.
That's how I feel about Knights and Magic.
Yeah.
It was just... Here's the sad part. Both the anime and the manga were both just exposition. It's just heavy exposition. Talking about how this world works, how magic works, how do knights do what they do, why do knights do what they do, where do the knights even come from? It's like, listen. All those are very interesting topics. They are. Do I need to have a wall of conversation about it? Do I need to feel like I'm sitting at a UN conference about, hey, should we allow wheat to grow in the Middle East? I don't give a fuck. I don't care.
Exactly.
About wheat growing who cares? If they want to grow it, they can grow it. If they can somehow find a way to grow wheat in sand, let them do it. But I don't care.
It's one of those things where it's just now that you actually did point it out, even though I asked the question, but now that you actually do verbalize it, I noticed for sure that when it comes to exposition, a lot of manga have a huge problem with it, where it's like they're putting way too much information right at the start. Which I get that it does world building, but it's one of those things where I'm just like, you can either one, show it to me, or two, at least distribute this throughout time, where it's more digestible. And the thing is, most readers, at least and when it comes to reading, I'm way more of a normie in comparison to you. And when it comes to reading manga, you can get. I'm not gonna question a lot of things in that world, really. Yeah. Where either one, I'll fill in the blank, or two, if I have questions, you can answer it later. You don't have to tell me it all right now.
The whole point of world building isn't to always just give people an immediate sense of how the world is. Mm-hmm. A lot of the times, what you can do, especially with an isekai, the beautiful thing about it is that the character is new to the world, just like we are. Mm-hmm. So, as the character learns about the world, we also will learn about the world.
Exactly.
That's where the exposition comes from, is from what they're learning, rather than just, oh, you know what? They got born into this world. We're going to do a 5-year time skip. We're going to have some nonsense as them as a kid practicing magic, learning about their family members.
Yeah.
And then we're going to do another 10-year time skip to them being 15 years old, which is the standard for almost every single isekai. And then we're going to have this long bout of exposition during that after time skip, where we're going to have the main character talking about, this is the world of Glasnia. And then Glasnia, magic and swords reign supreme. And the way magic works inside of this world is through incantations and magic circles.
But I figured out that
if you find out that there are ways to make incantations shorter, almost non-existent. And when it comes to incantations, you can take out certain lines of text. Listen, bud.
Just show me.
Buddy, you know what you could have done? Instead of just skipping ahead to him being 5 and, oh, look at this silly thing a 5-year-old did. He blew up a rock and it surprised his dad and his mom and the maid. Oh! And then they're like, okay. And then 10 years later, they're like, my 15-year-old son, are you ready to go to the capital where you can learn to study?
No.
Instead of just giving you that time skip and then filling in everything that was inside of that time skip as just talking points, you could have just extended yourself and showed me it. You could have just showed me that as he's practicing his magic, he's learning about how this world is about incantations, and he finds out a way to make it so he doesn't have to do incantations. And then once he gets to 5 years old, where he blows up the rock with the incantationless magic, I already know that incantationless magic can exist.
Exactly.
Then you can move on ahead, and then it becomes more interesting and way easier to swallow when when words aren't just being forced in there.
And also, it makes it easier for me to retain that information when you just show me it rather than tell me it also.
Yeah.
Where I can actually retain it because I saw it. I saw what you did, so my brain can go, all right, you can do that. I get that.
Let's think about it like this. Let's think about when the first time in Dragon Ball, when we saw the Kamehameha wave, right? We saw the first time that Master Roshi showed Goku that the brief explanation of, you take all your ki and you expend it out into one blast. Let's say he extended that to an entire lecture.
Explaining like how you gather ki in the first place.
How you gather ki in the first place, where you gather your ki in the first place, how to direct that ki in the first place. You would want to shoot you would want to shoot the creator. You look at Akira Toriyama and be like, why did you do this?
Like, how come I can understand that you made Super Saiyans blonde, but I can understand why you went ahead and made this explanation for how ki
works in travel.
In this
Guess what? I still don't fully understand how ki works in Dragon Ball Z, other than the fact that it's everywhere, and that you can just collect it through your body of any proportion.
Thank you.
Where it's like you go to any other manga and anime, they're like, yes, the way that you build up spiritual energy is that
mana or magic.
You absorb mana to your mana circulant, and your mana circulant is directly underneath your heart, but above your stomach.
No, actually, now that I think about it, I think the most successful series in general is when you look at shonen, such as like Bleach, One Piece, Dragon Ball Super, Etika. Where when it comes to their how they use the source of their power, they have an actual complex Hunter. When they actually have a complex system.
Yeah.
But the good news is they don't explain that complex system in such a condensed form immediately. To be fair, I guess technically like Bleach kind of did and Naruto kind of did it, but they did it in a way where they were showing us still, rather than just telling us.
True.
If I use Naruto for example with chakra control and blah blah blah, they were using that. The way they showed us was during Kakashi teach them how to use their chakra to run up on trees.
Yeah.
And that basically explaining why these ninjas are basically Jesus, where they can walk on water.
Yeah.
And then with Bleach, the way they explain oh my god, what's their
soul energy or something?
I forgot what it's called exactly. There's an actual name or some nerd stuff. But the way they explained that was during his training arc before he went to the Soul Society. And they explained how it worked, and they showed him the way they showed him. First of all, they showed him suffering first. So they showed Ichigo going through some hell first before they even actually probably explained it. And it was fine because it was in an entertaining way still that was presented. Presentation matters a lot, and the reason why I think those series are very successful and long and beloved and actually still even understood on how their power scaling and how their spiritual energy, blah blah blah, ki, blah blah blah, chakra, nerd stuff works, and mana and magic, blah blah blah, is because the way they present it is instead of it just being dialogue. Alright, sorry for that random interruption. My memory card ran out of memory. Happens the best of us. So I swapped out another one because why not? I have them. I might as well use them. But that being said, I forgot what the last thing I said specifically, but exposition, it's better to just show us. Just show us rather than just tell us.
I get in the current day and age, a lot of people need to have their hands held to get to understand what it is that they are enjoying.
It's actually frustrating.
I get it. I honestly get it. I work in customer service as well. I understand that people don't like to do things on their own. They don't. They do not. Especially if help is there. So as a mangaka, as a manhwaka, I don't know what you call yourselves in China and Korea, but authors of comics, essentially. I get that that's the new way things are. That's just how things are when it comes to writing. You have to spoon feed your audience.
We can actually look at video games, for example. What was it? Something Lele? Adam and Lele? The Coffin or something?
Oh!
Coffin of Adam and Lele?
Something like that, yeah.
Where it was just like a lot of controversy that came with that is the fact that people were like, oh, it's promoting incest. But I was like, first of all, incest is the best tag. Second of all,
that's not the worst thing that's happening in here. We have cannibalism.
Yeah, and satanic rituals, which I think is discriminatory.
That's way worse.
I think that's like, first of all, why aren't you mad that the way they are low-key slandering you satanic people, where y'all don't do rituals as far as I know. But, that being said, though, like, that's what y'all, like, This like one of the things that was presented as a bad ending in the game, basically.
Yeah.
So it was just like, it's not presented as, oh, this is the best ending. This is the true ending. It's a good ending. Or this ending you want to go for. No, it's nothing like that. The way it presents, so I find it frustrating that a lot of people can't understand that you can watch something that even if it is the good or true ending, doesn't mean it's a good thing. You don't have to be told throughout a story that so-and-so is good, so-and-so is bad. You're an adult. More than likely, if you're watching this, I sure hope
you're an adult.
You're an adult, and you should understand what is good and what's bad. You should just know. I don't need an anime. I don't need a video game. I don't need anything to tell me what is good and what is bad. I can just interpret it because I'm an adult and I have a sense of agency and I know better.
Yeah.
So that's simple as that. All right, but yeah, I totally went off topic after Sasuke in Peace being an absolute banger of a series you should watch, definitely. That being said, the series I would like to recommend to you for anime to watch for sure is the Unwanted Undead Adventurer, which is a slight bit of cap because I don't believe he is unwanted.
I don't believe it
because he's more than likely beloved. As we joke about the series in privately, of course, because we haven't recorded anything in regards in a long time. But in regards to the series, that this man is loved by just about everyone in the town because he's the tutorial NPC that you first meet.
If and when you do pick up the anime, you will see for yourself that that is indeed true.
Exactly. So what the series is about is, you follow this bronze rank adventurer who, mind you, the first starts off with him encountering a alleged dragon, but he's more like an alien,
an alleged
angel
dragon angel
thing.
Yeah,
I think he's more
Cthulhu,
of a...
I don't know.
Yeah, exactly, because he has angel wings, but I see the lizard part, but like barely. I see the reptile part more than the lizard part. There we go.
It's got scales on its face.
Well, I mean, I saw mouth and eyes. I mean, mouth and... No, I said mouth. I didn't see eyes.
I didn't see eyes.
So,
I didn't see eyes.
Whatever, it's allegedly a dragon. And it absolutely murks his shit. Like he gets GGs like on sight. He sees it. I'm like, run, and he's like, I can't move. Nigga, he ain't even do nothing. He flapped his wings. He didn't even, and he blasts him to an oblivion. GG, or did he eat him?
I think he blasted him, right? I don't know.
No, it's funny. I barely remember that. All I know is this nigga dies in the first like 10 seconds of the series, and he's reborn as a skeleton, and then he basically rebuilds himself up as that skeleton, and then ranks up from as a skeleton to an undead, and then it actually goes into him getting stronger, way stronger than he was before living, which is kind of sad when you see the ranking of the monsters he's talking about, and then you're just like, all right. You follow him, and turns out he's not really unwanted. I don't know what the unwanted part is.
I don't know what the unwanted part is.
I did grab the manga, but I made sure not to read past the anime because I still want to be surprised when I read it.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. I did that for Bocchi the Rook. I also did that for anything I've ever read.
Banshee the Cork. Actually, that's a whole other thing.
That's quite the doujin you're talking about.
That's a whole other thing.
I read that doujin. That doujin wildin'.
That doujin is wildin'. Absolutely wildin'. Dude. Well, that's for later. That's for the degenerate hour.
Yeah. I can't wait, dude. But I shouldn't sound too excited, but I am.
By the way, if you want to watch the degenerate hour, you got to make sure to
listen to us on Spotify because I don't have the website up yet.
Yeah, listen to us on Spotify.
I'll get into later.
YouTube won't allow us to talk about what we want to talk about on the degenerate hour.
Exactly.
So. Or it's not that they won't allow us, but
if we do,
the chances of it being getting a strike on it is high, and I'd rather not have it.
For highly or child or age restricted. That is going to happen. So
mild cursing, it happens.
Hey, I accidentally dropped a couple of bombs.
I've dropped a couple of the S bomb in this. I'm pretty sure. I think I did one or two of the F bomb.
The good news is about being black is I can say the N word as much as I want. But
sucks to be anybody else.
Dude, and I like the fact that if you're not black on like Twitch, for example, if you're not black and you say the N-word, like
you get in trouble. But if you are black, you
can get banned. But like if you're like me, I say it all the time on Twitch and nothing happens.
That's one of the beautiful things about being half black is that people are confused about how.
Then some people think he's Mexican or Filipino sometimes.
Some people do think I'm Mexican. You know what's funny is that once I started seeing more Filipinos, I was like, you know what? I understand how that lady probably thought I was Filipino, and it's because of the way my hair and facial hair is.
Yeah,
a lot of Filipinos have really curly hair, and they almost have afros, but it's not an afro.
No, it's messed up. The only thing that besides black, only other
Dominican.
I get mixed up with Dominican. No, random story. Screw what I'm talking about for anime. Random story.
Story time.
One time when I was in story time. One time when I was working at Magic Laundry Service in not Hacienda.
Hacienda Heights? Is that where you're
El Monte. Yeah, that's what she's at. El Monte. I was working at Magic Laundry Service for a couple of weeks, and the thing is, everyone there speaks Spanish. I'll have you know, I failed Spanish 3 times. All right, that's more than 1. That's more than 0.
Oh, that's you rubbing your knee.
I was trying to... You know what's funny? I didn't know what that sound was either.
I was like, what the hell am I hearing?
Y'all can hear it, but we hear it. But anyway, I failed Spanish 3 times. Bad Japanese, though. Take that. But that being said...
I did, too. Twice.
Hey, gang. But that being said, I went there not knowing any Spanish. I know Hala, Como Estes, and Muy Bien. So, that being said...
I know El Baño.
Yeah, you do. Yeah. You do know that one.
I know El Baño.
Yeah, but
in Caramello.
Now I know Spectrum Spanish.
And Vanilla.
Because I did sales marketing with for Spectrum, and now I know how to speak to. I know how to moderately speak Spanish, being like, "Hola, cómo estás? Oh, viva la vida loca! Viva la raza!
Viva la raza!
Very stupid. But anyway,
I don't lie, I don't cheat, but I steal.
I don't do any of those because I'm a good boy.
Christian boy.
I went to Magic Laundry Service, and the thing is, everyone talked to me in Spanish, and only Spanish. Mind you, some of them actually knew English, but they only spoke to me in Spanish. And I remember after being there for like my 3rd or 4th day, being there. Actually, no, it was later. It was like the second, like in the middle of the second week. It was like a week and a half later. One dude who actually spoke English, very fair. Like he spoke Spanish also, obviously.
Yeah.
But he always spoke to me in English. He was like, "Hey, do you speak Spanish?" And I was like, "Oh no, not at all. I speak American." And he was just like, "Bro, this entire time, everyone just thought you were Dominican." And you know what, man? Honestly, you fooled them. They actually think you speak Spanish. They all like you, but
they all really thought that you were just a normal Spanish.
They're like, we don't got a lot of Dominicans here. That's what we were talking about. And now I was actually thinking, is he Dominican or is he just black? And because I talked to you obviously throughout the week and only in English, and I thought you were just a black dude this entire time. Turns out I was right. You are just a black dude, and
they're the ones who are wrong. I thought they were making me start questioning myself. Like, am I in the wrong here? Is he actually Dominican?
I didn't know he was Dominican. I thought he was just
I thought he was just a black guy.
African American.
It's like, yeah. It's like, yeah, no, I'm just a black guy. Oh.
He's like, you speak Spanish? Not at all. Like, so you're telling me you've been working here this entire time without knowing a damn thing what anyone's saying? How do you even do this job? I just watch what other people do and I just copy it. I know how to work. I know how to follow instruction via visual.
Yeah, it'd be so upsetting when I'm at my job and someone just comes up to me and just full on, just full send a Spanish conversation. I'm like, I no hablo español. They're like, what? ¿Qué? What generation are you?
Generation?
None.
Zero actually.
None. I'm 0 generation. I'm actually negative generation. I have 0 Latin blood inside of my heritage. None of my family members hooked up with anybody from the Spanish, Spain, Portugal, or South American lineage.
But yeah, no, this is like...
I don't got no Mayan in me. I don't got no Aztec in me. I ain't got no Spain, Portuguese.
What I did learn that when I started
speaking, I got Italian. That's almost Spanish.
It's close. It's almost there.
It's almost Spanish.
I noticed that when I was doing Spectrum Spanish, funny enough, a lot of people thought immediately when I started speaking Spanish, they just presume I was Dominican then.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn it, I'm not. I'm a nigga. No, that's where it started. That's where it stopped. My family wasn't even enslaved. If I look back into it, who knows? Maybe my family was selling them.
I know my family wasn't selling them. Yeah, I know that for a fact. My family came from the north. And when I say the north, I mean my ancestors started in Canada.
Yeah. So I'm just like
and before that, Europe.
Yeah, and then we count like because like what isn't it Eskimo maybe you might be.
Yeah, I might.
We got to do a 23andMe one of these days. You know what I mean? Just for fun.
I don't want to do that.
Why not?
Because there was a possibility that I might be
Al Capone's relative.
One of Al Capone's relatives, and I don't want to find that out.
Stop being a pussy.
I don't want to be related to a syphilitic moron. I don't want it. I don't want that to happen.
Such a bitch. You know?
Dead ass. Yeah, that's okay. URG, I eat bitches. What is it?
That's not true. I live here. He does not.
As far as he knows.
So you cheated on me, you whore.
Cheating on you.
Yeah.
We're just acquaintances.
Yeah.
Calm down.
Actually, calm down. We're just business partners. Wait. Actually, no, it's copyrighted. No, we're just business acquaintances. There we go.
I know of you.
I know how to spell your name sometimes.
I barely remember your name.
I don't even know what your name starts with. I know your dad and mom.
Abraham? That's your name?
Yeah, I know your dad. His name's what? Derek? That being said, the Unwanted Undead Adventurer, actually a very good series. Now, mind you, I'm gonna say this right now: opening's okay. It's not that great.
Yeah,
it's what it is.
Yeah, opening's alright.
Which is like a testament on like whether
Sasuke and Peeps is also kind of like that. Opening it's alright.
It's kind of like it's forgettable. Low key,
yeah.
Where I don't have it memorized. Now, mind you, by the way, Sasuke and Peeps do have Mad Kid on there, which Mad Kid does have good songs.
They have good songs.
It was alright. It was okay.
A lot of bands have hit and misses unless you're Sumika or Frederick or Bradio or Pump.
Oh wait, dude, did you hear Bradio's song? They actually collabed with another artist. Hold up, why is it not right here?
Was it Masayoshi?
I wish. Oh my god. Masayoshi needs to stop playing. Masayoshi Oishi is my favorite Japanese artist, like hands down. And this man needs to stop playing. I need to have him on the first take. But no.
I'd have to say mine is probably Sumika, only because of that one time I was taking a shower and a song of theirs came on called
the very first song.
Lovers. And as I was in the shower, I was like, "Hold the heck on!
Yeah, like
wait a minute! You can't come sliding."
I still remember him actually walking out to just like he said, "I gotta play." He waited till we got to the rooftop at where we were last previously because obviously he was getting ready. We were getting ready for the day and all that. So I still remember that was funny. No, he actually made a song for Bradio. They did it with Seiya Matsumoto. Did you hear that? It's called "Lovely Scene."
I haven't heard that.
Ooh, we're gonna listen to that later, like right on when we get off of here, because
reasons,
obvious reasons, but
copyright reasons.
Yeah, definitely.
You guys can't hear it unless you look it up yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, definitely look up "Lovely Scene." Just type in Bradio, and you don't have to look up Seiya Matsumoto, but you should automatically fill in. But yeah, that song slaps. Oh, but yeah, definitely the Unwanted Undead Adventurer. I highly recommend. It has pretty solid action scenes. I think the only lazy action scene I can actually recall from immediately, technically, was from one of the most recent episodes we watched. Just because they totally hit the villains of the episode with the show a scene of the boat that they're on, and all we hear is their screams as they're getting just absolutely wrecked.
It was great.
And we actually laughed at that scene because the thing is, I do criticize it in the sense of I wish they showed us him absolutely dogpiling them.
Just dogpiling, but all we heard was ching 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 ching. fade to black. Everything's already cleared up. I was like, damn.
I was like, no,
y'all didn't even get a whole fight scene.
Y'all didn't even get a fight scene. That's tough. This is an action series, by the way. You didn't get a fight scene.
Yeah. That's how you know that a certain villain or antagonist of any kind didn't matter. Is that you hear the fighting, you didn't see the fighting.
Oh, dude. Oh, God, you should remind me of the Devil's Reborn and stuff like nobody. Jesus Christ. Even though we saw his fight, the Masked Man,
I got
he just
this.
Sucked.
Oh, thank you. He's so much stronger than he's so much stronger than me. Thank you. Don't mention it. I'll hold him off for as long as I can. Damn!
Shout out to Caleb City. You're welcome, man. We gave you like a gajillion views from that. Anyway,
Caleb City. He knows what's up.
Oh my God, that's the only criticism I can give to the fighting scene in that regard. But other than that, I think the series is rather enjoyable. The only issue I do actually have with this series, though, which I have to be honest, is it is supposed to be only 12 episodes, and we are on episode 7, or is it 8? And it feels like we're actually not really moving that forward much lately. It just feels like, and I think it's the reason why is because there's a lot that actually does happen.
There's a lot that happens.
But the thing is, the lot that does happen, though, to fit in, it makes season 1 feel kind of lackluster. Whereas, if it is guaranteed to get season 2, then it's like fine.
Then season 1 is just a nice,
like kind of like prologue kind of season.
Pretty much.
It's sort of like with MHA. You know, My Hero Academia?
Yeah.
My Hero Academia season 1 is kind of actually, to keep it a bug with you, I like season 1, but it's kind of boring. There's not a lot that really actually happens enough to for me be excited or hype it up.
Or if you want to be ridiculous, it's like, like One Piece. We got 1,000 episodes in just to be told by the author, hey guys, so I hope you liked the prologue. Now the actual story begins. You said the actual what now?
You said the huh?
You said the huh? You said the what? What about the previous 1,000 episodes? That was just building the crew. That wasn't even the whole part of like finding One Piece.
So all of that. Oda.
All that was exposition? That was it? Yeah.
Yeah, that was story building.
That was hit you, Oda.
Story/world building. We want to give you the backstories of the characters, get you familiar with them.
I'm not gonna lie, Oda. I would have chin check you. That's some nonsense. And then you give a man Toon Force.
So yeah, it's one of those things where like, relatively speaking, it's not on the same level as Jisu wa Ore Saikyo Deshita, which that series honestly is weird. It's like Iruma-kun, but like Iruma-kun was super toned down, where it doesn't get you hyped up for the next chapter. Because Iruma-kun is one of those series where we read it, or you're watching, you're kind of like, nothing happened, but a lot happened at the same time.
Yeah.
And then it makes you excited for the next chapter or episode, but then, then that's the cycle it does. For example, you get only 20 pages per chapter, realistically. And then, the thing is, it's not like anything crazy happened most of the time, except certain arcs, obviously, where something crazy happens. But it'll be like a regular chapter is like, wow, nothing wild really happened. And then, I'm still hyped for the next episode. Where Jisu wa Ore Saikyo Deshita does the same thing, where it's like nothing really happens.
Yeah, nothing.
But I'm not excited for the next chapter. Like, I'm just like, oh, okay, I caught up.
Alright,
okay, next episode.
Alright, we're here.
And to be fair with the Unwanted Undead Adventurer, it kind of feels like it's more than that, but less than Iruma-kun in the sense of excitement.
Yeah.
Where I'm not too excited for the next episode. Now, mind you, I do have the same feeling as I did have with Skeleton Knight, if you remember that one time where we were watching it. And thing is, there's a reason why we actually pause a lot when we watch our shows, because I'll have you know, if we don't, funny enough is, things will go by way too quickly. Almost. In the sense of where there's some episodes where like, oh god, Skeleton Knight specifically was a criminal of this happening.
Bone Daddy. Bone Papa. Sorry, yeah. Bone Daddy's Lord Irons.
Yeah, Bone Daddy is lying.
Bone Daddy, Lord Irons. Bone Papa, Skeleton Soldier.
Exactly. Or Ark.
Or Ark.
Use his name.
If you want to know who exactly we're talking about. If you don't know who Ark is, watch Skeleton Soldier.
Exactly.
Or no,
or Skeleton Knight.
Skeleton Knight. Skeleton Soldier's in it.
The manga.
There's way too many skeletons.
Too many bones.
Too many bone people doing bone.
If Skeleton Soldier ever gets anime, I don't know what I'm gonna. A bone father.
Bone parental figure.
So it's one of those things where we pause a lot, and the thing is though, for Bone Papa, funny enough is we both did and didn't pause a lot for that series. Some episodes took us an hour to get through.
Unfortunately, we were basically out of the cherry Coke, so we had to get the lesser version of Coca-Cola.
Yeah, we did that while our memory card was full. So.
Original taste.
Sure.
Supposedly.
Sure. Fact check. False. Actually, I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. I didn't actually fact check that. Honestly, I don't care if we did or not. Yeah, super inferior.
Yeah, inferior flavor. Not as good.
Low key though. I think it's because it's not cherry. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or my taste buds got used to the.
There we go. Here's how much I want. I still got a little bit left in there.
My taste buds got used to the cherry cola.
This isn't bad. It's not great. Could be better.
Yeah, like, cherry cola.
Yeah,
but anyway.
Like cherry cola. Big K.
Big K, by the way. But, yeah, definitely pick up the series. I think it's very fun, very enjoyable. And I think you'll like it, too. Because, if I like it, most likely you'll like it. Look at that. I'm going to feel a little bit of narcissism. Maybe. Yes. But,
maybe. Absolutely. But, delicious and refreshing.
Sure. I mean, if you were from, I still have something. Maybe if you were a Big K product, I would agree with that. But, alas, you're not. You're just regular Coca-Cola. Big K. Alright, that being said, that was awesome. We had a good time.
Yeah.
For the YouTube audience, of course.
Yeah,
we of course
good stuff. We really enjoyed both the manga recommendations that we have. Really, both of us really enjoy the panels that he showed me, the panels I show him. We had a great amount of fun.
I mean, you could tell
for
clearly.
the anime recommendations, we both watched them at the same time.
You can clearly tell when it comes to the manga recommendations, at least specifically for his series. Not only did he talk about it before with me years ago, before even it's been a while. Like, actually, was it years or just last year? I think it was last year.
For this particular one, I think this one's only been out for.
Was it last year?
Almost 2 years.
Has the other one's been 2 years? I'm gonna play it safe and say a year and a half. You know what I mean? A year and a half. He told me about a year and a half, and I finally picked up on it just because he's been he still shows me. Hey, the fact that he's still showing me stuff from this manga tells me good things. And
this manga actually is almost exactly a year old.
Oh,
the first chapter came out of March 1st of 2023.
Okay, yeah.
Happy birthday to 500 yen. I'll be your property happily for collateral until my brother takes that back.
So that being said, he's recommended for a year, and I'm not gonna, when it comes to Q's recommendations, of course, I'm not gonna tell him that it's hot dog water. He'll tell me if it's something good, if it's good or not, and more likely than not, I actually enjoy it because we have similar tastes in regards to in our comedy romances. At least, actually, at least in the genre that if we both like the same genre. We tend to just,
careful.
We tend to both like the series we're enjoying.
Yeah. There's another series that I'll probably talk about on the next one because just we're getting to the wrap up. We're gonna do a little bit more planning, but we'll get to
that. Definitely. I still need you to read. You got to read Nakahara-kun. Yeah, you got to read it. It's funny. But of it's very rare for me to actually have a series that he hasn't read.
Yeah,
it's very rare. Anytime, because he reads stuff when he's just bored, and he just feels like reading something new. He just does it.
I literally picked up last night. Well, not last night. Early this morning because I was playing Helldivers until like 6 o'clock in the morning. Only to have the PlayStation controller do the thing where it disconnects, and then I can't connect it because it doesn't recognize that it's a controller that can connect, and so I lay it down, and I picked up a manhwa about a guy that makes love to a tree, and I mean an actual tree.
Oh, you were reading that this morning when I saw you?
Yeah, that was this morning.
That's funny. So yeah, he reads anything if he's just bored enough, or he just feels like it. Yeah. If he just happens to go to the newly updated, and then
nothing interesting, and I'm like, all right, let's just go to something else, and then I will find something to read.
He will. He will. And in regards to the animes that we have recommended, these are fairly new, so it's very easy to catch up. It's not so far ahead. It's not even like 12 episodes deep yet.
No, I think they're on episode 8. They're still progressing.
And they're new. They're new. So it's something a little fresh. And honestly, we didn't even pick series that are like, are veteran level, as we would say in the otaku community, that will be hard to get into.
Like School Days
or Daily Lives of High School Boys, realistically speaking.
Elfen Lied. That's a hard one to actually get into.
Yeah.
If you're not prepared for what it is.
Exactly. So we're not picking anything where, if you're new to anime, it's so bizarre, crazy, and kind of embarrassing, a little cute to talk about. Because trust me, when I say, for example, me, I will watch anything. I will watch anything.
And I will read anything. Again,
exactly.
Again, a man basically impregnated a tree, as far as I know, from what I've been reading.
Exactly.
That's not normal.
I put on That Is the Bottleneck.
That was a good show.
I put that on.
Absolutely weird. Totally strange.
Good show. I will watch anything. And he will read anything. So we made sure the series we actually picked as we come back with the Nomikai podcast on Nomikai TV, that we're recommending stuff that's
fairly easy for you.
Yeah. It's nothing too bizarre or crazy. And, it's not even wild in regard... yes, the title for...
it sounds wild. It
sounds crazy.
But it's not as bad as you might think it is.
Yeah, it's actually not. And even for the manga I recommended, it's actually not that crazy. It's a slice of life comedy. It's actually mainly focused on it being just funny. And, main character Kun gets bullied a lot.
Yeah, he does.
So,
a whole lot.
Yeah, somebody show him. He be getting bullied.
But because he has two beautiful sisters that he lives with.
Well, that's not fair. It's the younger sister they're mad about. No, mind you, they get mad at the prospect of his older sister not knowing what she looks like in the first place. But so that did happen. But that being said, though, yeah, definitely highly recommend them. They're very fun, very easy to get through. And
both pretty short to read, so
yeah, I think
you're able to get through it. You can.
Yeah, and Nakahara-kun hasn't updated in too long. I think since September.
I think the last time
it's at 80-something chapters.
I think the last time that that Eugenie 500 updated was
it actually recently?
It was very recent, actually.
Wasn't it in February?
I think it was either like a week ago or like the end of February that it updated. So it's going. I think they update maybe once every month or every other month.
Yeah.
From what I've seen, so you can look forward to being able to enjoy not really like consistent updates, but steady updates.
Yes, and if you're actually taking the time to, of course, learn how to read Japanese, you can actually look into the raw scans of these things, which are a little bit further up ahead. Which I do believe, because I did do a bit of tiny research, technically, where both Nakahara-kun and Eugenie has a volume actually ahead that's already out, technically, or at least the volume they're working on is already out.
And if anybody's really good at Japanese and would like to, do things as a translator, I have a series for you that I'd like you to work on.
I knew you were gonna say that.
It's not. Listen. I can't pay you for it. I know somebody probably could, but hear me out. Just do me a favor. There's a certain manga by the name of Renchan that needs to be updated. It's only got 8 chapters out currently, even though 3 volumes are finished.
Actually, the 4th volume came out.
Yeah, like I said, 3 volumes are finished.
No.
The 4th volume came out. So there's 3 volumes that are completed. And a 4th one that started. And we haven't even gotten all the way through volume 1.
No.
In English.
No, they started volume 2. They started volume 2. Chapter 8 was the start of chapter volume 2.
That's not even fair. I only got 8 chapters for 1 volume. What kind of nonsense is this? Someone fix this promptly.
Oh my god.
I would very much appreciate it for anybody that is of Japanese translation quality performance.
Yeah, we've actually gotten so desperate. We actually have been looking at the Japanese manga for it to actually just purchase it for ourselves.
And then
just using Google Translate.
Yeah, using Google Translate
to
AI
help us,
translate.
Even though we passed Japanese,
you gotta remember, high school Japanese
it only goes so far. It only goes so far.
Are the equivalency of preschool and elementary Japanese.
Yeah, like it's not that advanced.
I know how to call you dad. I know how to call you mom. I know how to call you small. I know how to call you big. I know what a mountain is.
I know how to do a few sentences that aren't extremely childish.
I can count,
but it's one of those things that our Japanese. Hey, we're still practicing. We download Duolingo.
Just
to actually do it more often.
And Duolingo knows that.
It knows I'd be neglecting it.
It knows I'd be neglecting it, and I've been seeing way too many memes of Duolingo now of them having jokes of keeping people in their basement until they finish their lessons.
Yeah.
They haven't caught me yet, but you know what? I'm not going to let them either.
That part. But, yes, definitely.
Next thing you know, as in the middle of recording, just... Oh, I gotta answer that.
Well, yeah, we're in the middle of recording. They can wait. Okay, we'll be done in about 2, 3, 5 tomorrow.
I'll be done in 200 years. Come back later.
Exactly, facts. That part. So once again, we want to thank you, YouTube audience, for stopping on by. Thank you for, of course, joining us on the Nomikai podcast #Nomikai TV gang, and.
You can look forward to more manga and anime recommendations that'll come to you at a little bit more of a consistency this time around, now that we have a better setup.
Yep.
And a more enclosed space where we can do things without having to worry about other elements.
Yep. Well, we don't even have to wear mics anymore.
We don't.
Like, we're indoors. We have lights.
We have lights.
Too.
We have a setup mic. We got a dope backdrop. This is actually thanks to my parents as well, because they do understand I love anime and manga, and so this was one of the things that they got me.
And the crazy thing, this is technically like temporary when we move into a bigger space that we can work into. We're definitely still bringing that.
I mean, that's coming with
me. Yeah, definitely.
I'm keeping that for life.
That's gang.
I'm keeping that for life, literally.
Facts.
We will also have some newer segments that will come to the Nomikai podcast as well, where we'll probably do some things that involve you guys. We'll try to get some actual live broadcasts in. Maybe, talk, debate, or just, overall just cover anime and mangas. Go through the community, see what you guys have recommendations, and then I can promptly tell you, already read it.
He will say that. I'm gonna save you some time a little bit. He will say that. And
then vice versa. You're gonna say something, and this guy will be like, "Already watched it," and so it'll just be what it is.
And another thing, we do want to implement some game segments, because games are always fun. We definitely want to do that. And hopefully, this is going to happen a little bit later down the line when we get a bigger space and we actually have something a little bit more set up for having guests. We will actually eventually have guests over as well. And I actually do have a few people in mind already. They're not going to know who they are, but there's a couple of people who I already talked to that are actually interested in showing up as a guest at some point.
Yeah, there are a couple people.
Metal Rick. He actually wants to show up for a segment one of these days.
Nice.
Along with Evan as well.
That makes sense, yeah.
Stowe also. He's a guy I went skating with a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And a couple other people who I think Mark also said he was down.
We probably even get Cosmo on here.
Yeah, honestly. If you guys... I'm just about to say, if you don't know Cosmo, most likely you don't, though. But if you
follow cosplayers, you might actually know who Cosmo is.
Exactly. And, hopefully I can get Cosmo on here. I
got a couple people. I got Henry, the doorman. And then I also got Stefano.
There's a lot of people we want to bring on here because, one, they're part of gang, and two... you know, we know them, and they seem and
we know them, and we know that they like animes and mangas.
Exactly, and at most, the most prepping we ever do with them is, hey, when you show up, all we need you to do is 1, drink, and 2, come in with an anime and manga recommendation, and that is really it.
That's pretty much it.
And
unless this is a game show, then you know.
In the game segment, you know, we'll give them a heads up, you know.
If it's Degenerate Hour, that's just free game.
That thing, wild.
That's just free game.
Which actually, doesn't matter. Honestly, before the Degenerate Hour, I'll probably do like some instead of or to replace the Degenerate Hour, I'll probably like do something like some interview process kind of thing to like more to actually promote these people I'm having on here, such as that. You know, show some more love and such as that and all that cool stuff.
Yeah.
And to tickle their balls, I'm gonna only show half the interview and be like, you want more?
Tickle your balls.
Gotta tickle the balls a little bit. But,
yeah, you like it when I tickle your balls.
Yeah, that being said, for the YouTube members, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Ring that notification bell. All that jazz, cookies and milk. And we will, of course, see you again next week on the Nomikai podcast,
where we will raise another glass and talk more about anime and manga, because that is what we do here.
Mm-hmm. Ooh.
And that is what you will be doing as well.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And when we get the website up eventually, but FYI, yeah, I'm working on having a website be there for a year at least, test the waters. We'll be actually posting the concoctions we'll be doing per week before the Nomikai podcast, so you can actually drink along with us.
Yeah, so you know, it'll be some simple things like rum and cokes. You know, you might even go, you know, get into more convoluted drinks. I'd have to look up some recipes and really get to it. Yeah, but that's easy. And some
simple mixes in general that we just thought would sound tasty.
Yeah, some things. There's some experimental ones.
Yeah, because we've done this few. Those like, what was that one? This one has messed up. It was we had a White Claw mixed with some type of vodka. I think it was grape juice. And
it was vodka with more. It was White Claw with more vodka, basically.
Yeah,
and it was just.
Was it cranberry juice? Or no, Mountain Dew. Was it Mountain Dew?
Was it Mountain Dew?
I feel like it was Mountain Dew.
I can't remember.
That thing messed us up in a way. We were like, whoa.
And then root beer and brandy.
Oh, God. Good times. We got to bring back the root beer and brandy.
I still don't remember that Wednesday.
Well, let's just make sure not to do the whole bottle like last time.
I really do not remember that
If we do the whole bottle, let's make sure there's at least 4 to 5 of us. So we can actually, distributively get through it and be like, all right, cool. We remember little things here.
I don't know why brandy blacked us out. I still don't know what happened. But it happened.
Because we finished the entire bottle. That was the first time we ever finished the entire bottle in one sitting together.
That's true, yeah.
I don't finish a whole bottle ever.
Not in a singular
not in a setting. I finished a bottle by myself in a course of 3 days. Hell, a day and a half. I've done that before. Don't like it, but I've done it before.
I've done it, yeah.
That being said, though, it is what it is. But anyway, I'm blabbering. I want to say bye to you so we can get to the Degenerate Hour. This is for our Spotify and stuff like that.
And other radio listeners.
Exactly. Oh, that being said, once again...
I guess technically on Spotify, we could still be on video, but yeah.
Well, no, we're going to be just because... But video, because the mic is this way.
Yeah.
So we got to be smart about it. But that being said, once we do get the website up and running, unfortunately, even for the Spotify listeners, you're going to be on the same level as those who are on the YouTube, because we plan on launching the membership only type of content, so we can actually, 1, make an income from everything we're talking about. That's Wildin, and 2, we gotta be exclusive. We're trying to make dollars here. I want him to be able to quit his job eventually, where all he has to do is just do manga reviews and drink.
I stay working because I like working, and work is just for me.
Exactly. I'm trying to get myself to the level where, guess what? Work starts at 12 in the afternoon on a regular day, and all I do is I spend most of my time typing a script for whatever video I'm going to be doing, and then I record at some point for an hour or 2, recording maybe 2 to 3 videos, and then I just send my video to K2 and maybe another person who I might have as an editor. and that's it. That's the goal. I want this to grow and be. I want to have gang.
And then eventually we can start making ungodly requests from our editors just because fuck it, why not? Turn this guy into a pineapple, turn me into a tangerine, and just let's do this.
Make sure he's the juiciest tangerine you've ever seen.
Yeah, better be juicier than the Yuzuki brothers tangerine eating scene. I want to be juicier than that tangerine.
That's crazy.
Do it.
We're gonna bring up that anime one of these days. Don't worry. As an as an actual recommendation, because never mind. I'll save it for that time.
Yeah.
Anyway, once again, thank you for watching, YouTube people. You've been awesome. I be Cherry.
I be the Van.
And thank you for stopping by at the Nomikai podcast. Johnny.